and shame the devil. All right, all right, all right, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. This is your boy Martin G, aka the Crime Chaser. Come on in. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Friday night. Friday night, people. Friday night. Some of us just got paid. The song said party hardy. All right. All right, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, come on in, come on in. Hey, friend, how you doing? How you doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right. I had a show. I had a seminar today, home seminar. I had to cancel it, but I'll redo it next week. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm going to make it up for you guys. Make it up. Ella Clark, what's going on? How you feel, Miss Ella? All right. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Brother Nathan, what's up, brother? I appreciate you, man. Me and Nathan been on the battlefield for a long time. I tell you, Nate, we've been on the battlefield. On the battlefield. Reminds me of a song. I'm on the battlefield for my Lord. I promise him that I'll serve him until I die. Hey, Kenny Nicole, I see you. Anton Taylor, hello, Mr. Martin. How are you be? I'm wonderful. Thank God for life. Thank God for mercy. Thank him. Candy Apple, I see you. Thank God. Y'all come on in tonight. It's late night. Make sure you guys share the video. We got a great show as usual. And we're going to be talking about politics, about going to Mayor Brandon Johnson residence in Austin. It wasn't a protest. It was a press conference. That's exactly what it was. And we're going to play a little bit of it. And I believe it went well. It wasn't no pushing and calling, name callings and nothing like that. It went well. It went well. It really went well. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. Let me acknowledge some of my guests that's in Divine Order. What's up, my brother? I appreciate you. D, what's up, D? What's going on, D? Candy Apple, I see you again. All right. Come on, y'all. We need some folks come on in this late night. Late night. Where my water at? Come on in. Come on in. Late night. Come on in. Mr. Ronnie Johnson, cousin Ronnie Johnson, what's going on? Kevin Thomas, family. I see you. Yeah. We got to have a slogan, take Chicago back. Yeah. Real talk. Yolanda Williams, good evening. Okay, I'm sorry. Divine Order said I'm a woman. I'm sorry. Sorry. All right. You know, we don't want no gender confusion now. We got that going on. Brother Bobby, what's up, Brother Bobby? Yeah. All right, let's see. Bobby said that was the Eckler. And we're going to play a little bit of it, Bobby, today. And it was all right. Tell your people, anything that's left unprotected will be taken away. Whether it be your wife, your automobile, your car, whatever is left unprotected you got to protect rightfully what's yours. Don Tyson. All right. All right. All right, people, we're going to share the little video what happened today, just in case if some of you guys haven't seen it. And we're going to share it on the page. We're going to share it. All right, people, we live, uncut, unedited, right over here on the northwest side of Austin area, Brandon Johnson house, and we're going live. This is a press conference with the concerned citizens and some former Democrats and now Republicans. All right.
Peace and love, family. We gather in solemn remembrance of Laquan McDonald, a cherished young brother tragically taken from us, shot 16 times by Chicago police officer Jason Van Dyke, and obscured by Rahm Emanuel. This press conference is also a platform to spotlight the Chicago Officials Recall Act, born out of Laquan's untimely death, intended to empower Chicago citizens to hold corrupt elected officials accountable. Dishearteningly, House Bill 6616, a critical result of this movement, remains unpassed after a staggering 9 years. Furthermore, we aim to draw attention to the multifaceted challenges, economic, social, and emotional, that the influx of illegal economic immigrants has imposed on the black citizens of this city. Brandon Johnson, who received overwhelming support from black Chicagoans, has regrettably profoundly disappointed us. As legal citizens integral to the city's fabric, we find ourselves with fewer rights than the thousands of illegal economic immigrants arriving from across the globe. We have diligently contributed to this city's historical, educational, and economic foundations. Yet now we feel marginalized under the Johnson administration. In light of these grievances, we assert the following demands: implementation of a Chicago American plan specifically tailored to Native Black Chicagoans, descendants of American chattel slavery. Immediate enactment of an executive order to terminate the sanctuary city status. Removal of illegal economic immigrants from our communities. A formal apology from Mayor Johnson and Alderman Vasquez for the disrespectful removal of our esteemed 81-year-old senior, George Blakemore, from the City Council chamber. Mr. Blakemore stands as a venerable figure in the city of Chicago, steadfast in challenging unlawful rules and regulations. Instead of being issued a citation, Mr. Blakemore was unfairly arrested and charged with disorderly conduct. We urge the community, media, and city officials to stand in solidarity with us as we advocate for equity, justice, and fair representation for black citizens in Chicago. And now I'll give it over to Mark.
Say your first and last name real quick.
Mark Carter, M-A-R-K-C-A-R-T-E-R. And to echo what Sister Erica just spoke on, when it comes to the Laquan McDonald law, that law is stuck in the Rules Committee. We're demanding that that law be released from the Rules Committee so that justice can take its course, that democracy can take its course. Yesterday we lost our privilege to democracy. Yesterday we lost the power to be able to vote on whether we should have a sanctuary city or not. Prior to that, we lost our opportunity to vote whether we should have the Laquan McDonald law. And so we called out to not just Chicago, but across the country to say no to the disrespect of democracy. We call on all of America to stand with Chicago and across the country against this Office of New Americans. If you have the nerve to come up with an Office of New Americans, then what is your plan for the existing Americans? Let me say that again. If you have the nerve to open an Office of New Americans, then what is your plan for the original Americans? The foundational Americans? All across this country, Cities for Action, where you have over 200 mayors and county executives who have agreed to replace Americans, all Americans, with the immigrant population, whether those immigrants come from Mexico, Africa, Asia, India, Europe, all over. We're saying America must take care of America first. We're saying that if you're going to have an office, then you're going to have an office for Americans first, and especially office for black Americans who descended from slavery and were never made whole. And so with this new, with us demanding that the Rules Committee release the Laquan McDonald law, that will give us the power to determine whether we want to keep this mayor, recall him, or allow him to stay there. But to freeze it in committee is a total disrespect to democracy. And so we call on all of America, as I stated once before, we call on all of America to stand with us, get on board, send this strong message to this mayor, this governor, to the President of the United States of America, that we will not stand idly by while you bring in a new group to replace us. We watched it happen in California. We watched all of America be replaced in California. From those black communities, the white communities. A lot of times we like to divide ourselves up along those lines, but everybody, when it came to immigration, was removed in communities like Compton and Watts and LA County. And they went so far as to burn people out of their homes. They killed family members. When you look at New York, the same thing happened where you have the Jamaicans and Haitians and groups like that. Florida, the Haitians and Caribbeans. Minneapolis, Minnesota, you have the Somali community who now, where refugees who came to this country are now controlling the business districts, the congressional seat. Also the mayor of Minneapolis, Minnesota. If we don't see that as a threat to democracy, if we don't see that as a threat to national security, then what will we, at what point do we see that we are under attack? This is an all-out attack and assault on us. And we call on President Trump to come to Chicago, walk these communities with us, oppose this mass immigration that is killing our community, is killing Americans all across this city and all across this country. And so whether he walked through the streets of Chicago or we meet in Soldiers Field, and we pack Soldiers Field out to say that Americans must be taken care of first before you take and use resources to accommodate other groups from all across the world. Come to America. Come to Chicago. Take care of Americans first, not immigrants first. Thank you.
Good evening or good afternoon. I am P. Ray, the hostess of Black Excellence Hour, a show for people with high self-esteem, Sundays on on WVON 1690 AM, as well as Black Chicago for Trump. What we have to understand, citizens of Chicago, not just Black Chicago, but all Chicago, yesterday we were dealt a very severe blow from the city council. See, because we don't want the sanctuary city. The citizens of Chicago never asked for this. It started off as an executive order that was then codified under Mayor Rahm Emanuel and given teeth under Lori Lightfoot. In neither of those processes were the citizens of Chicago consulted. And so then when we went to them and we said, hey, let us tell you how we feel about it, they said no. You don't get that choice. As if this is some type of dictatorship. We know that they are socialists, but we did not expect communism to come this quickly. And so now we have what are dictators who are going to the city council and voting against the interests of the voters of the city of Chicago, the taxpayers of the city of Chicago. This city is our city. You're not doing us a favor in city council. You go to vote our pleasure, and you took that right away from us yesterday formally in the city council. It is not okay. We do not deserve that level of disenfranchisement, but this is what the Democratic Party does. This is exactly who they are, who they have been. The Jim Crow era, the Progressive era, and the Jim Crow era were the same. It's the same time period. Those people were Democrats that did that to us, people. Democrats are the KKK. It's the guerrilla warfare arm of the Democratic Party. The KKK walked so that Antifa could run. They're all the same people. They take away our right to vote. They take away our homes through taxes and fines and trickery. They affect our right to vote through trickery, just like they did in the South as Democrats. Now they're doing that in the city of Chicago. And for us, it's time to move on. We want everybody to put your gym shoes on, tie them up real tight, because we're running to the right. We're done. We don't want to talk to you anymore. We don't want to have any more meetings. We're not going to do any more compromise. And because they did not want to give us the referendum that we wanted, we're going to say no to their referendum. Vote no on the Bring Chicago Home referendum. Vote no. We didn't ask for that. We asked for the referendum to end sanctuary cities because, friends, remember, the sanctuary city policy acts as a magnet on the Sears Tower or the Willis Tower, whatever we call it, the Sears Tower. And what happens is illegal immigrants from all over the world know once they get in Chicago, they can stay. ICE is not coming. They're going to get some food. They're going to get a link card. They're going to get somewhere to stay. Their kids are going to go to school. They're going to get cell phones. They're going to get bikes. They're going to get any and everything they can get as long as they can get over that border into the city of Chicago. That's why we want to get rid of the sanctuary city. It has absolutely nothing to do with us trying to be inhumane or xenophobic. We're trying to save ourselves. We don't know who's coming across that border. We are in a global war right now, Americans. A global war. All of our enemies could be sitting there. There are soldiers anywhere across this border straight to the city of Chicago, and we're subsidizing that with our tax money. But we got potholes. We got the kids. Rapists. Then people get mad when you say this. The prisons, the people in South America opened their prisons and sent their people to the American border. So when we say in the insane asylums, this is actually documented. Look it up. So when we talk about rapists and murderers and all type of psychopathic people coming, it's not an affront against everyone who's coming, but those people are in the group. And if we have a pot of soup and we put 2 drops of poison in it, the whole thing is poison and we got to throw it out. Therefore, we want to get rid of the sanctuary city policy. And until that is scrapped, there are no referendums getting voted on. Vote no. Hell no. Just say no to the Bring Chicago Home referendum, because that's what they pushed, and we didn't ask for it. Brandon, you know, you live over here. You saw what happened at Amundsen Park. You heard how disgusted the people were. You listened to the radio. You're in the community. You're riding your bike. You know we don't want this. So you don't care? It's okay. because this is America. And in America, we have the power through the ballot. So not only are we going to vote no to the Bring Chicago Home ordinance, but we're also going to all pull Republican primary ballots. We need everyone in March. Pull a Republican ballot. Even if you don't vote for anybody on the ballot, pull it anyway. Let them see that they don't own us. We are free people. We are American as sweet potato pie. This is our country. We are at home. They don't tell us how it goes. We tell them how it goes. We've been here 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 generations in this country. Free. Free. Therefore, we're not going to accept this. This is a political game. This is not personal. Don't say, oh, they don't like Brandon. They don't want to give the black man a chance. It has nothing to do with him being a black man living on Superior. Nothing. This is our city, our lives, our family, our wealth, our health, our safety. Somebody has to care because obviously our aldermen don't. What if this happened to him out in Bolingbrook, right? When he was growing up, he wouldn't have liked that. So we're also, again, asking for my Donnie, Donald John Trump Sr., come to the city of Chicago. We will feed you. Come to Chicago, you're going to eat so well. You're going to be so happy. And you have a cheer team, a team of supporters here larger and stronger than you've ever seen. Because nobody is stronger than the Chicagoan. Nobody's tougher than us. Nobody's going to outwork us. Mr. Trump, come to Chicago and help us. We want to save our city. We're not stupid voters. We're being disenfranchised upon over and over and over again by the Democratic Party. This is not what we're deciding. They're giving it to us. So we're also asking everyone around the country, all of the conservatives, all the Republicans who say, oh, those stupid Chicago voters, that's what you get. We didn't ask for this. The 29th Ward did not choose socialism. No, we didn't vote for this. However, this is what was presented to us. So please grant us some grace as we emancipate from this crazy plantation that we're on. Please grant us some grace. Please come to Chicago. If you have, don't come to Chicago and pray for Chicago. But if you're coming to stir up Chicago, stay away. We don't want people coming from around the country to set our agenda. We know how to read. We don't need people coming from all out of town telling us how the numbers can go. Antifa, leave us alone. We don't need you to come and advocate for us. Not one time. We got our own squads. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Thank y'all again. P-Ray Black Excellence Hour, Sundays at 5 o'clock on WVON.
All right. All right, people. That's where we at, people. Appreciate it. Like cows. Face first. All right. All right. Y'all heard it for yourself. I played the whole thing. I'm not off a couple of times, but I'm still Republican. Unbelievable. Okay. Call in. Let's see see what's going on, people. Call in number.
Call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389.
Let's discuss. Yeah. Call. Anybody want to call in and talk about it? You can speak your mind. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Don't make no difference to me. Just come on in. I want to hear from you. I want to hear you out. Live, uncut, unedited. All right. All right, people, come on in. Come on in. Let's get these phone calls ready. Rolling. Because I believe that they're going to make a clear path for the migrants to be able to vote all across this country. The Latino vote is going to be the number one vote base in this country, probably within the next 5 or 10 years, maybe even sooner. Live, uncut, unedited. They coming over here by the hundreds. They're having babies. All right. Let's go, people. Let's call in number.
Call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389.
All right. Somebody said we don't want no fried chicken, watermelon, or orange soda with Bible scriptures to manipulate the black voters. All right. Stay out of our communities and stay out of Chicago. As a matter of fact, they are out of Illinois. Out of Illinois. All right, we got a caller, people. We have a caller. The last 4 digits is 1899. Hey, caller.
Hey, Martin, how you doing?
Good. What's going on? Let's talk about. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. I just want to hear your opinion and all that. This is not a debate. I just want to, you know how I break. If you've been watching me, you don't have to agree with Martin Johnson. I want to hear what the people have to say. So I'm listening. Go ahead, my dear sister.
I mean, here's the thing. I go straight up the middle. I'm not, I'm not loyal to the party. I look at the person that's running and what their principles are and how pliable they are and listening to the people. But, the statement that you made about the migrants being able to vote within the, next few years, you said 5 to 10, I'm with you on it might be sooner because basically we're trying to create by bringing them over here. I'm not saying we are, you or I, but
right.
I'm saying as a country, we are trying to create voters and we are trying to get some payroll taxes. So there's, it's double fold. There is a reason for this seemingly chaotic influx of individuals that are not born and raised here.
Okay. Wow. Well, let me ask you a question. I don't think this is a war against the migrants per se, if I may use that. It's a war of resources and of the black community that's been sold out, been left behind. That's what I believe. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong.
Well, no, it's not a war on the migrants. I think that black people tend to look at it as a slap in the face because we have our community that has been struggling in so many different areas and we have needed that help so that we can kind of get out of the situation. And then you have migrants coming to our country. They're here 5 minutes and they're already getting all of these resources. But what we fail to understand is that when the migrants get here, black folks don't like me when I say this. When the migrants get here, they already have a plan on when I get to America, I'm going to follow my dreams. But see, when you're born in America and you already oppressed, you don't think that you can accomplish your dreams. Therefore, no matter how many resources you have access to, you may be too busy fighting the oppression or wondering what everybody else is going to do to help you. And we don't have a transitional plan in place. We don't have a plan in place to go from a tent to an apartment. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, the resources run right through our fingers and then we end up looking for more.
That's a good point. Sister, that's a good point. That is a good point. That's a good point. What are your thoughts about Venezuela letting emptying their prisoners and coming over here? Is that a dangerous thing?
That is absolutely, it's a dangerous thing. In fact, it's saying, you know what? We don't want to deal with our problems. We're going to send them somewhere else since the floodgates are open. That is a problem. Now, I have a warm and sunshiny heart, and I think that if I had a second chance to make it somewhere I would just, ride the straight and narrow. But unfortunately, it has been proven that people who have been incarcerated in the correctional facilities, it's the opposite of correctional. And when they get out, they go back to the ways that they are used to being involved in. And then that crime comes on our soil.
Okay. We got another caller. Stay tuned. Call. Give him a minute to listen to the prompt. So I was reading a couple of messages in the messenger, and they said one person said she disagreed with you that we don't have a plan over here. Americans.
Oh yeah, I was talking about Black Americans.
Okay.
I mean, if we have a plan, I'd like to see what the plan is. We're always talking, jumping up and down about what is wrong in our community, but the plans have to become plan of action. So, jumping up and down about what we need and reparations and all of that, it's like this. What would you do if you were handed 40 acres and a mule? Could you till the land? Would you know what to do with the mules? Would you even know how to take care of the 40 acres and the mule? So what is the plan?
Okay. Hold it right there, caller, my dear sister. 0788. Hey, caller, you're live, uncut, unedited.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Perfect.
Oh, hi. My name is Karen.
Okay.
I was downtown today. Matter of fact, it was all kinds of migrants with signs talking about "Help me, God bless you." We don't have a plan, and I will not be voting for Brandon Johnson or all the aldermen, Black aldermen that's sitting up there in the seats, been there 10, 20, 30 years, and you living in the same community as I. And our communities are just ridiculous. Like they say, they come over here, they already set up before they get to State Street. We have worked 40 and 50 years, and then they tell us they can't pay our light bill. So I'm with the lady. I don't care too much with Trump. We might as well have him here in Chicago. We might not have no migrants or immigrants or whomever. I know he should have built the wall.
Amen.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. So you said you're not going to vote for the Democrats this time, huh?
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm not saying the Republican is any better.
Right.
But I sure the heck I can get a visa to work in City Hall. People have been trying to get in City Hall for 30, 40 years. Now they got work visas for them. They can go get a free state ID without anything. You walk up in the driver's license facility, you got to have a Bible full of information for them.
True.
No, I will not be voting Democrat. No. And I was a Democrat my whole entire life.
I'm a registered Democrat as well. I'm not a Republican, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I want to take this caller. Hold on, don't hang up, okay? 9063. Hey, caller, you're live, uncut, unedited. Last 4 digits.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. What's your comment or questioners?
My comment is I'm kind of puzzled by all of the black people who are currently up in arms about these migrants
Mm-hmm.
and saying that they won't be voting Democrat anymore, as if you haven't realized what trouble we've been in way before some migrants showed up. I just subscribed to your channel
Mm-hmm.
probably like a month ago or so. I can't remember. But every time I go to your channel, murder after murder, murder after murder, dead body. Yeah, I think it was just recently on the last one I seen was on Vince Sands or something like
Yeah,
that. I can't be
yeah.
too sure.
That's Vince Hansen, correct.
Yeah, you covered it.
Yeah.
I lived in Chicago all my life, man. I had to get up out of there. Your vote, I mean, voting is important, but it starts with us. Men like you and people who are not afraid to stand up, put themselves on the line. Because right now, everybody in Chicago knows somebody that's a killer or is a gangbanger, and they sit idly by and that's just my nephew. You know how they is. Or do you? I'm tired of hearing that crap.
They do the same in the other communities as well.
I don't care about the other
They don't.
communities.
They don't put it on TV.
We don't care about the other communities. The other communities don't care about us. Those are not my issues. I live in the other communities, and it's nothing like our
I hear
community.
you on that. I hear you on that. I truly do. But where's the services in our community? We don't even call for street cleaning. They come out and street clean to give us a ticket.
The services start with acknowledging that
within
your
ourselves. I
grandson is a
understand
gangbanger.
exactly what you're saying.
But you're going past where it starts. The initial point starts with making sure your son's room is cleaned up. Who is he hanging out with? There is no being over there or being over here. You're doing this and you're doing that. It starts with involvement at home. This isn't bigger than services. It starts at home. I couldn't raise a productive son in Chicago. I had to take him to the other community to make sure he becomes a productive member of Chicago. I mean, of the world. Because if I kept him there, they would leave him no choice. And these are our kids who are doing this to our kids. All the carjackings I see on TV right now in Chicago, all young black people hopping out, robbing whole tow truck companies, and just, it's crazy. And then they're coming back to our house. We know who they are. So why would it be important for them to do anything for us? We won't hold ourselves accountable.
You're saying that the young black people are the ones that are doing the carjackings and all of this. We have to understand that our young black people are being targeted to be influenced to do those things. It's in the music. I know a lot of people stray away from that, but a lot of people understand that the programming is in the music. I'm looking at the fact that we still listen to it, request it, buy it, download it. And on top of that, in our communities, pay attention to the billboards in the black community. Those billboards are targeted to us. And if you look at this brother, this white guy that's got talking about Top Dog or with a big money bag and a cell phone.
Yes, I've seen that.
If y'all don't stand up and call your alderman and take that ish down, don't put that in my neighborhood. You will not find it in Schaumburg. You will not find it in Oak Lawn. You will not find it in any of those communities, but it's in ours.
I
would like to know where the young men are getting the guns from.
Right. Good question. Let me say something, Miss Karen. Let me say something real quick. I want to ask the gentleman that was talking. He made a lot of points, but I want to ask him a question. Now,
sure,
because we all know a shooter. Does that mean that we shouldn't get anything from the governor?
No. It makes our argument more valid. They're terrified to put money in the hands, and they think it's going to go directly to what's already taking place right now. Our presence alone is stronger than anything in the world. Like it's strong. We are strong. Like we command respect beyond belief. And we also give it. It's a two-way street with us. We're really forgiving, but we're also really tough at the same time.
Why were we feel so tough?
Go ahead.
Hold it.
Why were we feel so tough?
Sister Karen, let me handle this. I got him. I want to handle him real quick. I'm gonna let you talk, okay? I want to see where his mindset is coming from. But see, this is now. Correct me if I'm wrong, brother. This is the way I think that you're coming. I could be wrong. You're saying we don't deserve anything until we fix our own problem.
No.
Is that what you're saying? Okay, help me out.
No, what I'm actually saying this is what I'm actually saying
help me out.
If we're so conditioned to condoning, well, I won't even say condoning because that's a really strong word, but I would say if we're so conditioned to accepting that type of behavior and not standing up and saying, hey, he did that, or saying, hey, that's not going to take place over here until we stand up, why would they feel comfortable putting that amount of money in the hands of people that they feel are really destructive? Whether we are actually destructive or not, because the majority of Black people are really good people. We're being represented by a small, minute portion of us.
Okay.
A tiny.
Because of what issues? Shooters, carjacking. You don't hear anything else on the news but our kids shooting, robbing, and stealing and killing.
You there, bro?
And there's plenty of young Black men, young Black women that's out here being constructive.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Like I said, let's start. If you want to start from the home, let's start from the freight trains and the public transportation coming through our neighborhoods. Filthy. We don't call our constituents at all for nothing.
This is true. You got to hold them accountable.
No problem with that. None.
Well, I
live in Woodlawn. I see the migrants standing on the corner by the service station, and the university police pass by them, Chicago police pass by, and they gathering of more than 3-4 people. Remember, they used to say that was a game.
Sure did.
They would stop and arrest them.
Okay.
And
just sister, real quick. My brother, he hung up. I wish he called back. And Bobby made a good question. What makes them feel comfortable putting our tax dollars in migrants' hands?
Exactly. We go to work and don't get paid enough to work. And I was so disgusted today. It was outrageous.
He called back. Good, because I want to ask him that question. You know,
he said he moved out of the neighbor out of Chicago because he couldn't raise his sons, or his people in our city. Didn't we say put on our bootstraps?
Yeah, that's what they said. Hey,
and stand up.
Yeah, 9063. You there?
Yeah, I apologize.
Okay, no problem. Now, one of them people in the comments said, What makes them feel comfortable putting our tax dollars in the migrants' hand? Answer that question. Can you answer that question for me?
I mean, it would be a great reset that they've done this a million times. It started with slavery. The reason they freed slaves is because only a handful of white men had slaves. So they essentially controlled everything. They say, hey, we got to break that shit up. I mean, I apologize for cursing. I'm sorry. They say we have to break that up because if only 10 rich white men own all the slaves, then the other 2 million white men have no place. They can't sell anything. They can't do anything because they can always be outsourced. That is number 10 right here. I don't need to hire you to make my railroads. I don't need to hire you to hunt for me or anything. As a matter of fact, I don't need you for anything because I got 10,000 slaves. So they had to break that up.
Okay. Again, brother, I'm still.
It's a reset.
Okay.
Now,
Again.
here we are right here. Okay, because I don't want to stray away. The point I'm making is, with us, we're already comfortable now. We actually don't really. We really frown down on small time jobs. Like our youth, you can't get them to sign up for the Army right now. You cannot get them to be proud of having a McDonald's job or, just typical things that a teenager would be happy with.
You think so? I don't think so. I don't know.
How many young black men going to the Army right now?
Mm-hmm.
Or that you would encourage to go to the Army and they like, yeah, I'm going.
Hold it, but that's a choice there. You're not forced now. We're not now. When I was coming up, we had to sign up, but that's a choice now. That is a choice that the young black men want to sign up for the Army. Now, far as McDonald's and Burger King, our young people do work these jobs. I'm talking about the young people. Now we know these little small time jobs.
We don't have enough resources for our black people to go to work.
But when you can replace them with someone who's willing to make $3 an hour and do backflips over that.
But do that make it right?
It makes sense from their standpoint. No way. Of course it doesn't.
It crashes the economy.
It definitely will crash the economy initially, but they're looking down they've always been 20, 30 years ahead of today.
Mm-hmm.
We've always focused on today. They've always been 30, 40 years ahead.
Oh, yeah. A guy I met on the L told me it's a 30-year plan for everything.
Yes, exactly. Them
Wait a minute,
coming here, that was Obama told us that was going to happen.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
I don't even want to start with Obama.
Sir,
anyway.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Sir, how old is your son? Your child?
My son is 15.
Okay. Do you believe that your 15-year-old son will be in competition with the migrants coming into this country?
Oh no. No.
They won't?
Why not?
No.
Tell me why not. Tell me why not. This is interesting.
Because me and my wife, we're building generational wealth right now.
Okay.
So we're starting things right now that's going to eliminate, not saying that in a braggadocious way or nothing like that, but it's just in the form of we have to start moving different.
Okay. Now hold it right there.
Okay, you move different.
But why would you? You can move different, but why would you say that the competition is not being created with the migrants coming into the country? That doesn't make sense to me.
The reason why I said the competition they're not real competition because we're already ahead of them.
No, absolutely not.
No, we're not.
Oh, yes,
Absolutely
we are.
not.
We just don't realize. We just don't realize.
See, I'm a parent too. No, I don't have to realize it. I'm sorry. I don't want to be argumentative. You have your perspective. But these kids are coming in and they're equipping them and making sure they pass us up. They're getting all the support they need while our children are being left behind.
Exactly. They can go to any school they want to.
Okay,
Yeah,
and we've had that exact
anywhere.
thing since forever. Black women have been on Section 8 since I was born. We've always had these
It's not about Section 8. I was raised in a project.
No. And there's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is these same opportunities were provided to us. All of these things were provided
on a downscale.
Y'all listen, hold on. I need one person talking at a time. Please. One person at a time.
Has nothing to do with the education.
Not Section 8 per se by itself. I'm using that as a reference. There are a million things that were provided for Black people.
Such as?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Hold it. Such as?
Such as?
Yeah. You said
Free
businesses,
housing.
free housing. Okay.
I ain't
Free
never
housing.
got free
Okay.
housing.
Free housing. If you lived in the projects, that was free housing.
No, that wasn't. My mother worked and had to pay.
While you're in the projects, that's your time to build yourself up.
Well, now that
And
Not
that's
say
what
that
she did.
forever.
now that the
This is what
project
I'm
is
talking
torn
about,
down,
and that's what I'm
I don't
saying. That's
understand.
what we all have to do. You take advantage of the resource and then build yourself up.
But you're talking about
Don't
something
And
that's
that's exactly
already
what
been
she did.
eradicated.
I'm sorry.
You're talking about something that has already been eradicated. We don't deal with projects now. I'm talking about your 15-year-old son. We're not talking about my 28-year-old son. We're talking about
And what is the
your
exact
15
question for my 15-year-old son? Because I answered
The
that.
question was,
Me and my wife had
do you
Section 8 for
believe
2 years. Go ahead.
Hold on, sir.
do
Go
you
ahead.
believe that the migrants will become the competition for your 15-year-old son? And you said absolutely not.
I said absolutely not.
And
And I'd like for you to
Just like the white
explain
man is
why
not
you
competition for
feel-
me, like the white man could not stop me from doing what I'm doing. Mentally, he could because I believed it for so long. But when I stopped believing that, the white man had no power over us at all. At all. Black people
They have
are in
the
the best
finances,
position
so
of
that's
their
the
life
power.
right now.
Do you understand business, sir?
Of course I do.
Okay. So in any business, competition is a good thing. You know what I'm
You're
saying? Like,
creating a false
I don't think
competition.
that I have. No, it's not a false competition.
The migrants are
A
no
warm
different from
body.
anybody else that's here.
Exactly, but a warm body is competition. It's just more of them.
Okay.
But I land my plane.
Okay. Let me
It's
just
a
say
couple thousand of them. We hear a couple million. It's a couple million of us. They shipped in a couple thousand migrants.
Okay, hold it. Let me just say this, sir.
Ain't no couple of
Hold
thousand.
on.
They was throwing 1,000 dag near a day.
Hold it, sir. Let me just say this. We really don't have an accurate number because the Ukrainians, they came right on in, blended right on in. They get a Social Security check. Do you think that's fair?
Do I think that that's fair?
Yeah.
No, that's not fair.
Why?
But
But
here's
why you
what's
think?
not fair. Us steady screaming what's not fair and not doing anything.
Okay. What do you mean we're not doing anything? You're doing something, you're doing something, right? You just told me that you
I
and your
mean
wife.
us as a whole.
Okay.
I'm not just me. I'm just talking us as a whole.
No. Well, let me just say this, brother. I want to help you out a little bit. I help you out on some things. So
Okay.
first of all, what purpose do you believe the migrants are over here for? I want to ask you that first. We're gonna have a little question and answer. What do you think their purpose over here for?
The false perception.
No.
Of the American dream.
I don't hear nothing false. I'm asking you, what do you think they're
They're
over here
here
for?
because of the false perception of the American dream.
What's the American dream?
It isn't false.
Ma'am,
They living it.
ma'am. Let me talk to the brother, okay? All right. Let me handle this time. We're gonna stay on point. Go ahead, my brother. You said the false.
What was the question?
I asked a question.
The false perception of the American dream.
Okay, and that's why they're here.
Yep.
Okay, why do you think they deserve to get money then and resources?
I never said they deserve to get money. Why y'all keep saying that I said they deserve that? What I said was their presence doesn't deteriorate minds not one bit. Them showing up doesn't make less food show up on my plate. It makes me move my feet even more.
Sir, listen, I understand that, but I said about your 15-year-old son, do you believe that the migrants that's coming in now eventually will be in competition with your 15-year-old son? We're competing for jobs, businesses, and houses. Do you think that there'll be a competition between the migrants and your 15-year-old son?
You mean for buying houses and stuff like that? Eventually. Yeah.
So my point is, hold on, ma'am. Hold it. My point is to you, my brother, and I'm not trying to make you look bad or feel bad or guilty and all like that. They're here to compete against black people. The things, the jobs that black people don't want to do, such as playing these low-wage jobs, that all the owners getting the money and they want to give us peanuts, and the cost of living is going up every day, every day, every day, every day, every year, I may say that. So working at McDonald's, Burger King for a grown man that's 25 years old that got a couple of children wouldn't do him no good at all. Maybe for a teenager that's living at home with their mom, Burger King, McDonald's, Popeyes, Kentucky, perfect. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
They have to listen.
And who are they replacing them with?
Uh-huh.
A person that looks at what you're talking about as a jackpot.
Mm.
It's nothing to us anymore.
Well, I wouldn't say
So to a person that's absolutely nothing to,
don't
that looks
say
like
that.
a prize.
Don't say that, brother. Don't say that. It's nothing to us. Just say they don't want to use it because we got too smart and we're not going to work for these peanuts, what they're trying to give us.
Actually, we haven't got that smart because nobody practices financial literacy.
That's not true. That's not true.
Let me share.
That's not true. Hold it, ma'am. Hold it. That's not true, sir. Listen, when you say nobody,
my 15-year-old son doesn't wear $200 shoes to school.
Okay,
he doesn't have to.
Listen, that's okay.
He has no desire for it.
That's okay. But
I had a desire for that.
Okay.
All those young black men have a desire to have this flashy. Well, I wouldn't say flashy, but to always look good. We pride ourselves on that from an early age.
Hold on. What's wrong with looking good? If listen, it's in our DNA to have nice things.
Yeah.
It's not a crime. What's wrong with a person? If a person wants to,
it's a crime, but you can look good in anything.
Okay.
You can look good. It doesn't have to be a $200 pair of shoes to look good.
Okay, it doesn't. But I don't see nothing wrong.
No homo. You sitting there in the Army shirt, you look like a president. That's not a $10,000 shirt.
No.
And you look like a president. You don't look bad.
No, not at all. But I got some of these expensive
things. Not a $10,000 belt. This is what I'm saying.
I got a $10,000.
These things have to be preached early.
Listen, I got a $10,000 watch. Do I wear it? No.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I got alligators. I got crocodiles. I mean, I got high-end suits.
And so that's what I'm talking about. Now, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
$10,000 watches. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm 54. Don't you think I deserve
that's
something?
What's wrong with that? Real money.
What's wrong with that? That's an investment, sir.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually good. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna go a little further than that. I got some artifacts that's worth more than that. It's just merely investment.
Okay, gentlemen.
Okay.
I'd like to
our perception of spending money on.
Yeah, it's
the typical
like
thing that we spend our money on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But let's go to this next call.
Okay, can I say this?
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
What about the redlining of us not owning property? What is the cause of we have no Olive Garden? We only have Popeyes, Kentucky Fried Chicken, all this, but we don't have shopping centers in our neighborhood. We wouldn't want to go nowhere else if we had the amenities that they have in the others. Our kids can go to work and become our boss that worked at Popeyes because they finding out how to run this business.
Okay. Let me hold it right
there. We
there.
have no businesses in our neighborhood.
True. Let me get this next caller real quick.
True.
Hold on. 630 area code. Go ahead, caller. I'm sorry for you.
Hey, Martin, how you doing?
Thanks for holding on, caller. Go ahead. I know we discussed a lot.
I'm sitting here listening to what's going on this show particular, and this brother is blinded. I mean, this thing is way deeper than just blaming it on carjackers. It's the reason that they're doing it. All of this stuff has been in play. Successful people, rich people, and people with power, they have a short-term goal and they have a long-term goal that might be from 30 to 50 years. And if you They're not going to stop it. They never going to stop it. It'll take the 30 years, 50 years before they turn back. Everything, it could be hell and brimstones falling down, but they're not going to turn back. But with this brother, he seemed to me to be somebody who has made it out, but then forgot that is millions that can't get out. You know, and I want him to know I made it out without a college education, but
Without the military too.
Ma'am.
Without the
ma'am, let 'em
military
talk.
too.
Yeah.
Without the military too. But I know there's people that still back there that can't strap their bootstraps up. And then it's a lot of them that want to get out, and it's a lot of them that don't.
And that's the ones I'm talking about.
But brother, you got to realize they don't, because of what they done seen and what they done learned and what done happened.
I'm done with the enabling game, bro. I'm not enabling this crap no more. I did it for too long. I can be blind or a clown or whatever they calling me in the comments. I'm not enabling this anymore. I know we better than that. So I only associate with people that are better than that and hold themselves to higher standards than that. I'm not condoning no more of that. I don't even associate with my cousins anymore behind this stuff. I'm done with it. This is a choice. This is a choice to hurt us, man. We doing this to ourselves. No white man doing nothing to us no more, man. That is done. I'm not standing out. No way. There's no more. They won't give me this. They won't give me that.
Brother,
okay, well, give yourself something.
Let me say something, Bill. Bro, hold on. Let me say something, Bill.
We got the internet. You can make money $1 trillion ways these days. I don't want to hear the white man foot on nobody's neck.
Brother, let me ask you a question. I want to ask you a question.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Do you know what redlining is?
Yes, I do.
Do it still exist today?
Yes, in your mind. Money talks now, dude.
Sir,
there is nobody that's not going to sell you a house if you got the money.
Sir,
it just
I
don't
asked you
exist.
a question. Answer the question. Does redline still exist today?
Yes, it does.
Okay, now hold it right there. Who is in control of redlining?
It's a conglomerate of people. It's not one person. It's a conglomerate.
I say who? You tell me who.
That would be for you to tell me because I'm not redlined. This is what I'm saying.
Sir, I'm trying to get you to see something. You follow me? Just slow down.
Mentally, I was redlined.
Sir, you just told me that redline is still happening. So I'm asking you, who is doing the redlining? I'm asking you.
I honestly couldn't tell you because I don't know who I thought was redlining me. All I knew was the white man.
Okay, hold it right there. Let me ask you a question. Since you're from Chicago, in your knowledge, have you ever known that the guns that's out here in the street in our young people's hands, do it come from factories on the south side or the west side? Are they made in the black community? No,
no guns. No, they're not.
Okay. Now,
so how did they get there?
Yeah, thank you. Let me get a bill. I got them. How did they get there? How you think they just mysteriously appeared? How you think they got there? I'm asking you a question. I'm being honest.
Throwing them off the trains, right? Throwing crates of guns off the trains, right?
Who throwing them off crates of guns?
That's what we're going with.
No,
it doesn't matter who's throwing them off. Let's just say they raining out the sky. Let's just say they raining out the sky.
No, brother,
I'll go a step further and say the guns are just raining out the sky.
Brother,
what does that have to do with picking them up and shooting them at each other?
Brother, come on now. Let's be reality, brother. See, I'm finna tell you
if
something.
If they only giving us guns, why are we only using them on us?
Brother, let me say something to you. Let me just say something to you, okay?
It's systemic.
Oh, hold on. Listen.
And how do you break systemic patterns?
Hold on, brother. Let's stick to this. We're not finna jump all over the way. We're finna stick to the plan here. What we got going here. Listen to the host. Stick to the plan. Cause see, you know, I want to help you out. Cause you see, you think you got in your mind. See, you gotta remember, you left Chicago. You didn't stay. You ran from the
Yeah,
fire.
but I
Hold
was
on.
stone.
You
I
hold
was
on,
a
brother.
stone in Tarrytown for over 20 years, so you can't tell me anything about this. I ran these
You
streets.
ran. Hold on, brother. You ran from this. You ran
Street.
from. Did you stay here to build up, or you just ran? See, what I'm saying is, brother, I'm telling you, some of us are still here. We still here in this madness. Not saying that we still selling dope. Not saying that we gang banging or shooting nobody, but we stand here. We still here. We building up what we tore down and messed up. A lot of brothers, and I'm not mad at them. They got out of here. Maybe that was best for them, or went to the military. That's all I'm saying, brother. But those of us that's still here, that's still on the battlefield, that's talking to these shorties, say, bro, I lived that life before. Don't do that. That ain't cool. And some of us, we won't even talk to people that we don't know, but we can start at our houses. Our nephews and our nieces and uncles look.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm just telling you that, bro.
But what I'm saying is, brother, at home. That was my whole point.
But
it
brother,
starts
what
at
I'm
home.
saying, but when I'm listen, what I'm saying.
That's why you won't ever have to worry about my son putting a gun in your face, because it starts at home,
brother. What I'm saying is, by you being an ex-gang leader, you created a lot of this, and you ran. You ran.
Not an ex-gang leader.
Whatever. I mean, gang banging.
Not an ex-gang leader.
But whatever.
Not a gang leader.
But you was part of this.
A blind follower.
Okay, but brother, you said, I'm just only going by what you told me.
And so I break that pattern.
By running, right?
By making sure my son doesn't go out there.
But you ran, right? You ran.
No, I didn't run.
You ran. I'm not saying you was running from something, but you left. You didn't stay here to build up. You didn't stay. So you can't not.
So I'm going to stay so you can come driving by one of the sites with my ass on the ground because I want to get some gas.
Hey, brother, you talking to somebody right now every day. If you know me, I follow crime all the time. I'm still here. I'm 55 years old, brother.
And what did I do? As soon as I got here, I commended you as soon as I got here.
I know. I'm just saying.
I said we need more
I'm just
like
telling you. I know. I'm just telling you.
I commended you the second I got here. I recognized your work.
You did, brother. You did. I'm just saying.
I recognize your work.
Listen, I didn't run.
I pray I can find more like you.
Right.
That's why I'm on your channel.
Right. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate
You're motivational, so that's why I'm here.
Okay. I appreciate you.
But my brother, you can't just because you got out, you can't forget that it's people that can't get out. And the fact remains, I yelled out, it's systemic. If you know history and you trace it back, it's hard to get out of oppression. When it's hard to think positive thoughts, it's hard to think about opening up a business or graduating when your stomach in your back. That's the main thing. It's hard to make a plan and stick to it when everything around you is not falling in place. And I thank God that I made it out of the street. And I was in the street, really in the street. And I'm out, but I'm not going to look at the fact that this situation is bigger than people think. Yeah, I don't like hearing about the carjackings and the crime. But just because that's going on, don't mean my people need to be continuously marginalized. There's not one program. You were saying they got a lot of programs, and people need to take advantage of the program. They make it hard for you to take advantage of these programs. And these programs are not just for black people.
Hard work, bro.
But nothing. It helped me. I've been in penitentiary and everything, man. I'm on my fourth truck.
Then, man. You know I'm not here out of malice. I'm not saying this from a dark place. I love us, man. But we can't be enablers any longer.
I don't like or condone nobody shooting and innocent bystanders getting killed, babies getting killed and robbed. I don't condone that at all.
I know that.
And when you want to not say something about it and snitches get stitches and all that, that go out the window. But we're not talking about what black people is doing and not doing right. It's a lot of reasons they not doing things right. Just like Martin just brung up. How do those guns get to the street? Please believe they was put there for a reason. They've been put there for a reason for years. Why do you think it's a liquor store on all four corners of the busy streets of Chicago? Why do you think crack, which I'm guilty of participating with crack, heroin, all that?
Yeah.
But how do you think it get from South America to here? And these people are here because they're part of a plan. Because they're gonna make it hard for your son to be successful.
I'm not saying something right now.
That's what they're trying to do, bro.
Do something. It's time for us to do something.
That's what they're trying.
We can't just sit back and complain.
Exactly.
Because when you say you're not going, let me say this, brother. I heard a lot of people saying they're not going to vote Democrat this time. Well, good luck on that. Because do you know what the Republicans are going to do?
It's the lesser
They'll
two
hold
evil.
you accountable. Oh, they put your feet to the goddamn fire and burn them off.
It's the
Especially
lesser
black
two
people.
evil. It's the lesser two evil because. Personally, my opinion, they pretty much one in the same, man. They take turns. They take turns at playing ball. But right now, I'm feeling what they're saying because you have to make a statement somewhere. If you don't vote, you're still losing. If you vote for the same thing, we got these. How in the hell? We got all these senators, congressmen that's black. And it's not nothing really been tailor-made for blacks. But
let me ask you this. Okay. Whoa. I just got one question.
And that's on the federal level, and that's on the city level in Chicago, aldermen and councilmen. Now, in the same flavor, it ain't just about doing something for black, but don't not do what you're doing for blacks, you're doing for everybody else at the same time. But yet and still, you want to put your foot on my neck and take things out of the public school that could help these kids move in a different direction. Taking the whole music program. The only reason they ain't took out gym is because that's what they see us as. We they muse.
When have they ever did anything for us? Let me ask that question. When have they ever done anything for us? Just answer that. Name one time in history where it was like, no, remember when they did that for us? What was that thing they did for us?
What's the question, sir?
Because
if they have a track record of never doing anything for us, when does that light bulb go off that, hey, you got to do this for yourself? Because they're not coming to save us, obviously.
Okay.
How long do we ride this sympathy train of they didn't give me anything? Okay, I know they're not giving us anything, so it's time to do something. But they're not coming to save us,
bruh. It ain't about them giving us anything. Just be fair with us. Just be.
When have they been fair with us? I swear. Okay, I'll ask you that then. When have they ever been fair with us?
And black people's eyes are opening. We not my grandmother or my great grandmother. when
That's
it's
my
been
point
presented
exactly.
to you on so many levels. You got to move different, but you can't sit back and make up excuses for them for their bad behavior.
There is no excuse. I don't hold them accountable for none of my faults or none of my failures. I realize all
Here's
that to me.
my other
They
thing.
can't control me.
Here's another thing. I don't
have
live
no
in
bearing on my
Chicago.
life.
I don't live in Chicago, and I work very hard. But
Okay.
I'm going to support these people. I don't care how many carjackings it is. All those carjacking, robberies, murders, they don't have control. My life, my cousins, the rest of my family that might be in Chicago, thug life ain't got no control over, but those aldermen do. Brandon Johnson does. You get my point?
Where they taking all these parts to? We don't own auto shops, body shops.
And the fact of the matter is, they doing things and moving and pushing this agenda with the migrants, whatever y'all want. They illegal aliens.
Yeah, let me say something real quick.
Bottom
Bill.
line.
Let me just say something to my dear brother. They got a plan. I don't know if you're looking at the screen. It's called the Chicago New American Plan. This is the plan that they have in place for, and this is a 52-page document, brother. They have not mentioned about one black person, helping the black person for nothing. In this page, this is all talking
And
about
with that knowledge that you armed with now.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
What do you do now?
Okay, but I'm telling you.
What do we do now?
Hold it. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. What we're doing. We're fighting for our resources. Now, how could a person that have not put nothing in the land receiving something from the land? That's just like me going out there. You plant the crops and all that, and I go get it. I ain't got no skin or sweat in it, nothing. Our point is, brother, this is the point. If we sit down and just don't say nothing, do we win? Or do we go out there and fight and say, hey, this got to be a better way. Y'all just can't do it. They have given out nearly $1 billion to non-citizens. In this, where you think that money come from? Those are taxpayers' money. $1 billion to hold on. Listen, to all that money to non-citizens that never fought in this country, never paid taxes in this country, can't speak the language. That's not right, brother. That's not right.
No, it's not right. It's not right.
But I'm just saying. And if we don't say nothing and we don't stand up and cry loud and say it's not a matter of begging, it's not. We paid into this system, blood and sweat. What would America be without the black man? What would it be? With all our inventions, with all our labor in this country, where would America be? Seriously. So my point to you, my brother, you said it earlier that all black people ain't out there shooting and carjacking a small portion. You said it out of your own mouth. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You said that. Now, what I'm trying to get you to see is don't let carjacking, murders, smash and grab, gang banging, prostitution, dope pushing, dope selling, all these bad images that you see in the media, on social media, mainstream media, on TV, discourage you, because we all are not doing that. And you're talking to one right now. And I believe I'm talking to you. I'm talking to one that's not doing all that. And the other brother and the other sister that's not doing all that. Now, my question to you, what plan that we should do that you think that can get us on track, black people? Number one, you did say, let's start at home first. That's the number one thing you did stress.
Have dinner with your son.
Right.
Have dinner with your daughter.
Okay, now.
Have dinner with your son and have dinner with your daughter.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna help you out a little bit too. Now, I ain't trying to throw no shade at you. here in the city of Chicago, we have over 18,000 homeless teenagers. Okay? Now, that's a problem. Before I go there too, let me say this. We have 77 communities here in the city of Chicago. All the white communities, listen to this, all the white communities are thriving. There's not one poor white community here in the city of Chicago. But all the communities that's predominantly black are failing. I'm just telling you that, brother. That's failing. And
so
trust me.
What happens if I open up a store on Cottage Grove? If I open up a black-owned store on Cottage Grove, what happens?
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Bill.
If you open up a black-owned business now
on Cottage Grove,
depending on what it is, it might start. It might be successful, might thrive. This is the whole case in point, bruh. When they finish infiltrating,
Bill, hold it. Bill, hold it real quick. Brother, I know you just started following me. I do a lot of advertising for black businesses. So there are quite a few black businesses, black restaurants. Matter of fact, there's one on 67 in Eberhard, Jerk 48. There's I'm just telling you, black owned. It's black owned. So black business can do well in the black community. You have salons.
You don't think I know that? I know we are the biggest consumers of everything. I know this.
It can do well. So I don't want you to think because you put a business on 630 in Cottage Grove that you won't be able to get no money. It depends on what you're selling, how you handle business and stuff like that. That's what I would say.
But
go ahead, Bill.
But in the future, the way they trying to mix these communities up that were predominantly black, and they're not taking these people and shipping them to predominantly white areas. They shipping them, and they ship them to the black area. And what's going to eventually happen? They're going to have a right to vote. They're going to have a right to vote, and those same aldermen, well, they ain't even going to make it because black people at them right now. They're going to have the power and the vote and the beauty supply, Harold's Chicken, all these black-owned businesses, and the Arab stores. They're not gonna have the same success because of our dollar. They're gonna be almost obsolete because these migrants and people that they moving in, they ain't going to Harold Chicken. They don't need no hair from no beauty supply.
That's true.
And they don't shop at corner stores. They going to big stores and stuff to shop.
You're absolutely right. You're 1,000% right.
So this a fight for our life, man.
It is, and that's what
I don't want your son and nobody like your son. You done poured all of what you poured into him, and he gets to in 7 years he done graduated college, and with this new American plan that Martin's trying to inform you about, it's not just here. They doing it in other major cities where they gonna put migrant kids first, and they specifically say that they're gonna work with them to make them successful. Bottom line, that's what the whole thing is saying.
Okay, let me say this, sir, too. I want to say this. I got another call. Let me just say this too. This in conjunction with this. Now, I'm gonna tell you, and this is me talking right now, just my opinion. This is what I see. I got a daughter that's 15. A lot of jobs, we talking about professional jobs, that's going to come up. And if you don't speak 2 languages, you probably would not get hired. And that's true, brother. Imagine your son going to a beautiful college, a Ivy League college. You and your wife pouring into him, which y'all teaching him financial literacy and all these things. And he goes for this job that he's well qualified, but he's lacking in one area. He's not bilingual. The company is looking for bilingual people. He got the degrees, he got a little experience, but he's not bilingual. It very well can happen, brother. Very well can happen. Let me take the second call.
And let me ask.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Sure.
Go ahead. I'll let you ask the question. Go ahead.
I was going to say, why aren't more of us learning second languages? This is almost mundane actions in other communities. They teach their kids this off the rip.
Well, first of all,
what are we waiting on?
Let me say something, my brother. Let me say something. First of all, we live in America. We only speak one language here. Those of us is born here. Now, those of us
we go. See, then that's comfortable. Too comfortable. Too comfortable, brother.
That's not a fault of ours. Why should we have this? This is an American country. The language is English.
But what is America? America is not an actual place. This is a place filled with immigrants from all around the world. There is no actual American.
Hold on, brother.
We all come from everywhere.
Brother. What language do we speak
here? There is no American. First,
brother.
acknowledge that.
Come on,
Can we
brother.
acknowledge that America doesn't really exist?
It does
and that
exist.
People from America was founded by people from Ireland and France and all these other crazy places.
It's America.
And then it's African Americans here, it's Mexicans here. We all come from different places.
What's
so
the language?
There is no actual America.
What's the language? What's the language you speaking?
The standard language would be
what
English.
What is the language?
But it's not the only language in the world.
Listen, I didn't say in the world. Hold it, brother. We didn't say in the world. We talking about right here in America. What is the standard language here in America?
The standard language would be English.
No, is it or is it isn't?
It is.
Okay. Let's go to the next caller, 7708. Come on.
Hey, let me say this, Mark. English is the standard language in almost all countries or continents. In Asia, in Africa, they know other languages.
I'm asking what's wrong with teaching our kids.
So why do I have to dial
one?
Why
aren't we doing that?
So why do I have to dial one for English?
We're doing?
Why do I have to dial one for English? And it's a universal language in 7 continents.
Yeah, but in Chicago alone, you can go into 1 million restaurants where it's owned by 1 million different people. Mm-hmm. So knowing different languages is not a bad thing.
No, I didn't say it, sir. I didn't say it was a bad thing. I'm just saying what I said. My opinion.
Teaching our kids that shouldn't be a bad thing.
Okay.
I shouldn't get frowned upon for saying we should teach our kids a second language.
I didn't say that. Listen, didn't say that. But I'm telling you what's going to happen. But let's go to this next call. It's 7708.
And if we know that's coming, that's the plan then. Start teaching our kids second languages then. No more complaining, only coming up with what the solution is. Hey, this is what we're about to do now. We're about to teach our kids second languages, and we're about to also start doing this, and that. Instead of saying, well, why y'all ain't helping me? They're not coming for us. What's our plan? You just came up with a plan right there. We need to start teaching them second languages. That goes into the pot of solutions. We know what's in the pot of problems.
Okay. Let's go to this next call. I hear you. That's good. That's good. I agree with that. I don't disagree with that. 7708.
You made a great point with that.
Okay, 7708. That's why we're here. We're dialoguing. 7708. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
7708.
So I wanted to respond to a question that was rose early in the conversation. So the question was, do you think that the migrants are going to take jobs to replace black people? What was the question you had asked, Martin? It was something like that.
No, I think the
you were
question
asking
was,
the gentleman if he felt like they was.
I think the question was, do you feel that the migrants come here to replace us, or do you feel that they're here to compete against your 15-year-old son?
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Right. So I want to respond to that.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I do not think black people should necessarily be threatened by them, but hear me out. I don't think anybody that's living on the street can graduate up to elite status. You don't come from sleeping in tent to living on the street and sleeping on the floor of the police department and then go surpass black people. I don't think black people should be immediately threatened by that. We're looking at a lower class type of people, and I think they're going to be the new slave class. I think they're being brought in to be the new workforce. And the only people that really, really need to be worried about them is people who don't have a skill, a trade, who have less than a high school education. So if you're working at Walmart or Target, you might be worried about them. But if you've been putting in work and you got some credentials and you got some skill set, I don't think you should be immediately threatened by them.
Well, let me just say this.
I just don't see that.
Hold it, brother. Let me just say, this is a plan. You need to download this plan right here. They're going to give them houses. They're going to give them education. Now, listen, they're not going to come over here the next day and be business owners. But I guarantee you I can put my life on it. They would be property owners, which a lot of us born and raised, they never own a property. Not saying that we have to. They're going to be business owners. They're going to cut. You need to read this plan right here, what they're going to do for the immigrants. They are the future.
And you know, Martin, I've been hearing about that. And
you got to read it. Did you?
That's not to say that there's no right. Then that's not to say there's no truth to that. But the same can be said as well. Like a lot of black people may get government assistance. A lot of people, I know some people staying in these subsidized housing. They've been paying $30 for rent per month. They should be stacking. They should be stacking up money, putting it to the. So let's not act like black people haven't been given government assistance and getting all types of subsidies.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Food, housing.
I said that.
Okay.
I said that.
What? Okay. Let me just say this, brother. There's more white people, Caucasian, Europeans, Caucasoids on public assistance. See,
right, because they have greater population.
Okay,
right.
Okay. What I'm saying is,
that's natural.
Everybody. Oh, that is true, brother. That is true. That is true, brother. Do your research. Listen, let me say this.
No, I said that's natural. Natural. I didn't say that's not true. I said that's natural.
I'm sorry. I thought you
I
said
apologize. I said natural.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now.
Yeah, I apologize.
First of all, hold on. Let me say this, brother. We had discussion before. When it comes to Section 8, there's no limitation. You can die with Section 8. Why is it that hold on. Why is it that black people put rules on Section 8 and the white people that giving it away don't have no rules on it? First, no limitations. First of all, they're not giving us anything. We work for everything we had in this country. So what we're getting is a fraction of what we worth and what is owed to us. With all the red lines.
Well, what I want to say real quick, Martin, what I want to say, kind of getting back to my point, like in the idea of them being the new slave class, they're not going to give them all of this for free either. They're at risk of being deported. You know, you owe us now. We giving you all this stuff. They're not going to give it to them for free. They're setting them up in order for you can't say nothing on the job site no more. So guess what? We didn't get you money for housing, money to get yourself together. We done took you out your country. You're not going to say nothing on this job site. You're not going to back talk us. You're going to do everything we need you to do. This is going to be the new workforce. That's all that's going to be. But again, I'm not threatened by that because I'm not competing for the jobs that they're going to get. I'm not competing for them type of jobs. And so I think what black people need to do is highlighting the fact that if you've been slacking, it's going to be a whole nother class of people that come in and take all them low-level jobs. And so you better get on your money. You better get on your business. You better start getting on your paperwork. And
absolutely,
this right here should highlight why you should have got off your butt a long time ago. No one is saying, of course, there's been redlining, all types of things that have prevented black people from moving forward. We understand that.
Still going on.
Right. I get that. But there's still some things that we could do to take initiative and can't necessarily blame the next man for why we haven't got off our couch and did something.
No.
It's stuff that black people can do.
But hold on. Let me just say this. Hold on. First of all, this is not about why we can't get off our couch. Now, you're going to everybody's not going to, if you know anything about capitalism, you got to have some losers and some winners. So that's how it go. Everybody's not going to be winners. Everybody's not going to. It's not designed for everybody to be entrepreneurs in this country. That's not designed for that. You got to have some laborers and some workers. So I just want to throw that out there, though. And I understand what you're saying.
So with that being said, that kind of makes sense, Martin. So all of these people that's getting all this support, they not all gonna rise up to the ranks and be entrepreneurs and all of a sudden become our boss. Like they gonna fall into that same natural selection. Yeah, they getting support, but a lot of them gonna fall into who they naturally are. There's gonna be some skills ones, some are not. A lot gonna get deported. It's just, again, I think they're becoming the new work class versus more than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I really think it's about. Cheap labor.
Listen.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Bill.
Hey, brother, let me say this. There's not no immediate threat. And for somebody that's got to get up and go, gonna get it anyway. But it's like you persecuting the ones that not, and even if they change their mind at this point and want to try to do right or do well, they ain't got the resources to do it. You got people here that's homeless that can't even get in a shelter because they putting them first. Read this plan that Martin is telling you about, because what's going to happen is not an immediate threat right now, but they gonna take all these kids and give them every opportunity. And not just the migrants. They name all the. Whoa! Let me finish, bro. They're gonna give them an opportunity that I never had, and quite a few others. And the same 15-year-old that's standing in front of the police department, they're gonna push him through with his efforts, just like you didn't groom your son and point him in the right direction.
It ain't gonna go like that. It ain't gonna go like that. It ain't gonna go like that.
Listen, brother, you sleep. You sleep, man.
Let me ask you this. When was the last time someone slept on the floor of the police station and then rose up in the ranks in America, in a white America? It don't happen like that. It ain't finna go like that.
Look at Tyler Perry.
It ain't finna go like that. Stop it.
Tyler Perry slept in his car, bro.
Hold on, but let me say this. You don't think it's gonna happen? The same 15-year-old that's standing in front of the police department and in shelters now, versus your son. I believe you. I take it for what it's worth. Your son is heading in the right direction. You make an investment. You making it happen. Now it's gonna happen one way. You're gonna pay out your pocket. You're gonna make the right investment. It's gonna come out your 401k, or he gonna end up $80,000 in debt. But that 15-year-old that's at the police station now, what they done designed, what Martin is telling you about, he's not gonna be in debt, and he's gonna have every opportunity and beyond that your son have when you didn't work your ass off here.
No. See, that's what you don't get. They're going to be indebted to white people. We know white people better than that. These white people is not going to let a minority class come up there and rub
all they want is a voice.
They're going to be indebted to white people. They're going to be indebted to white America. They're going to be in debt for sure.
And that's the problem. They feel like we indebted to them.
Brother.
Well, again, we know white people better than this. We know white people better than this.
Okay, let me just say
Come on now, y'all got to be smarter than this.
Now, first of all, brother, you need to read
name another minority class that rose up in the ranks like that.
Okay, first of all, let me just say something. Look at the Mexicans here in this country. Who you think working these jobs, these construction jobs? When you ride down the street, when you ride down the street on these construction sites, who the majority who you see? Is it because black people lazy?
Well, honestly, I see two. I see Spanish and I see Polish.
Right, okay. Is it because, listen, you tell me there's not enough black men out here to work these construction jobs? Is that what you're telling me?
What's
I don't see
political?
black men standing up there.
Yeah, see? Because you don't see
It's political.
But I'm just saying, but it's happening. So what is that telling you?
It's
What-
been like that forever.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just
Black
saying.
men
No,
never stood up there and waited on jobs.
yeah, listen, brother. Listen. I remember when I was a little boy, and Bill, you a little older than me, that you didn't need no college education to go to work. They had stock markets, yards out here. You can leave one job and go to another one. All these car factories they had. You could make a livable wage and buy homes and stuff like that. But when Ronald Reagan got in, he made it where they could ship all these jobs overseas. I'm telling you, Republican.
But Marty, all that is just the industry has changed, the environment has changed. So guess what? We have to adapt.
Right.
And guess what? You can get into IT right now, and you don't need to have a 4-year degree. You can get a 6-month to an 18-month certificate, no college debt, no 4-year degree, and you can start off at 6 figures. You could do that. And so it's still industries where you can make a decent, livable wage with little to no education. You can still do that. It's just the type of field you want to go in.
Okay.
I'll go out on the spectrum and say that no education is required at all.
There you go. They just said a UPS driver making $40 an hour.
You can do shipping and hauling in an old truck. It's a million things we can do.
Yeah. And
it's work out here. But what the gentleman said earlier, just talking about the homeless population.
Let me just say
real
something,
quickly,
guys.
Martin.
Hold on. Let me just say something.
Okay.
You guys need to pick up this paper and read it, brother, because you're not seeing it from this perspective.
No, I'm really interested in that because that's the third time I've seen that.
You need to read it. I'm telling you guys, you need to read it. And it's affecting all Democratic cities. I'm telling you, you need to read it. Trust me, you need to read it.
I'm going to check it out.
Please.
My point is, has there ever been another minority class that can sit up there? The white people going to look at it and say, we're going to give you the key. We go like it.
No,
they looking at you.
Okay. Hey, let me ask you a question. You can ask your parents this, and I know you personally. When I was a little boy, Bill, you know it, you can say, everything in the black community we own. Everything. Going from cabs, grocery store, laundromat, cleaners, everything we own. Now, who own these businesses right now?
Can you tell me what the common denominator was in that time?
Brother, hold it. I'm talking.
It sounds like you sat down and ate dinner with your family.
Brother, I'm talking.
Did you eat dinner?
Brother, can you respect me?
Okay, go. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I apologize. Just that one thing.
Thank you. Okay. Listen. What happened? These same businesses that black people own, who owning them now? Foreigners, Arabs, Asians, Indians.
But why though?
Hold on. This is true, brother. This is true.
No.
You just said, hold on. You just said in your own words that no migrants, no immigrants, whatever, can come over here and rise up like that. That's not true. That is not true.
No, what I said is people that's sleeping on the floor. When have you ever seen a home like you starting off they starting you off on the ground. When they bring you here, you starting off literally on the ground. They putting you in your place.
If he passes me up, that's my fault.
But hold on, brother.
Exactly. You starting off on the floor.
That ground at that police station and passes me up, that's my fault.
Brother.
Right. You starting on the floor.
Hold it,
They're
brother.
making sure you know your place.
Y'all hold it. Did you hear the brother say a 15-year, the plan is in the making? I said, right now, I wouldn't trade no place with no migrants. I think I'm doing better than the average one. A lot of us on here. But it's my children that I'm worried about. Their future. That's what I got to get us to see.
This is what generational wealth comes in.
Hold on. We got to see people for future. We established. A lot of us is established right now in this country. We're educated. We homeowners. We property owners. We have businesses and stuff like that. Right now, what it's going to look like the next 15 and 20 years for our children.
Martin, just what you just said, I think people that have that type of social status don't have them type of worries.
Right now, they don't. But I'm talking about the future.
I just don't think we don't think that way.
I know, but I'm just saying, I'm talking about the future. See, that's what I'm fighting for. Listen, first of all, I don't hate nobody. I'll say this. I'm looking at the future. What are my grandchildren and my 15-year-old daughter going to face right now? They're setting the stage. Trust me. Read the plan. It's not a plan. This plan been in since 2011. They've been working on since 2011. I believe 20. I think I'm right.
Well, I'll say this, Martin. If you look at a lot of the, let's say, Hispanic population that have immigrated here, they're dominating certain industries that require low levels of education, high skill working jobs. But when you go to like things that require certain credentials, they don't compete in that space. They're competing and they're dominating at a lower level of society. Yes. Once you graduate,
what I'm trying to tell you,
the 15
but
years.
Listen, but no, see, if you need a contractor's license, you always gonna need it. Like certain credentials you need, so you're gonna have a certain
they're
skill.
gonna have them.
You ain't just you're not gonna get a credential just because they just finna have. You're gonna have to have a skill set to go with it. They're not just gonna hand out credentials just to say, here, you can have it now. You still gotta have a skill set along with it.
That's true.
You gotta look at this plan that Martin's telling you about.
Okay, but what's stopping the next man from going to school to do it too, though? That's the thing. What are they taking from you?
That's a great point.
What are they taking from you that you can't do yourself?
So, okay,
what are they taking out your pocket? What are they taking off your table? Nothing. What are they taking off your table?
Hey, Bill.
Now, Bill. I'm finna tell you what they're gonna take off your table.
And what they taking off your future kids' table. I don't see it. How you allow that to happen?
If you don't move
Great point.
now, your kids or your kids gonna fall victim to their plan.
But here's the problem. You didn't want to move until the migrants came. You didn't want to take action till the migrants came. That's the problem.
Hey, it's never too late to take action. Just take action.
What I'm saying is, if the migrants weren't here, you still on the same BS.
No, my brother. I sit back.
That's what it sounds like.
And look.
Did it take the migrants for you to have to wake up?
Bruh,
it's real out here.
I've been. Whoa, I'm finna give you an example, and what back up what I'm saying in what Martin is saying and what the rest of these people saying. It don't matter when you wake up, but when you wake up and you do something, when you wake or if you think you woke and you walk away and start pointing fingers back at your own, when you know or maybe you don't know what your people really been through since 1960, and it's hatred and jealousy.
Oh, because as a black man, you're not escaping it.
Hold on, let me finish. As a black person, from the civil rights was introduced as a bill in the mid '60s, and from the mid '60s to the 1970s, I was a boy. My parents, I got both of my parents in my life. They were doing good. My grandfather had a good job. And from 1960, my mother and father were teenagers. To 1970, they caught up with the average middle-class white person in those few years. And from that point on, it's been going down. Now, let me give you another example how this plan has been going. Martin asked, why isn't the black neighborhood flourishing? Because we got outsiders owning in businesses and property and all this stuff. And how they got ahead? Because our government been helping them get here, giving them grants that they didn't have to pay back. They open up a motel, a corner store, stay here for 5 or 7 years and sell it to their cousin, man. Did they give you a chance to do that?
All that is doable with raising your credit score. This is something black parents never teach.
No.
Raise your credit score. Having good credit
that
is
ain't
what
got
gets
nothing
you
to do
building.
with it.
Yes, it does. Your credit is what Don't
Bill,
tell me that, brother.
Bill,
Don't tell me that
You
your
know what?
credit score will
Bill,
get you things.
Bill,
No, I'm
Bill.
saying your credit score is not going to
The
get
country
you
is
a
built on
grant.
credit.
Can I ask a question real
About
quick?
grant.
Hold
Can I
it,
ask
hold
a
it,
question to the
About
hold it,
gentleman?
hold it, y'all, hold
If
it, hold it. First
if
of all, Bill, just
Yeah.
until they need to come back when they read the thing, man, because they're not saying what we're trying to say, and I don't want you run your blood pressure up. So until then, see the thing
No,
is,
please don't
no,
get upset, brother. Don't get upset at all.
No, I just don't. I'm just saying because
And I apologize if I've raised his blood pressure, because that's not my intention.
But no. What I'm saying, listen, what I'm saying, you ain't raised my blood pressure. What I'm saying is,
oh, anybody that I offended, I totally apologize. That's not my stance.
I'm gonna leave this with y'all. Just go look at the plan and read it. Look at LA.
I am.
LA is a prime example what they're trying to do to Chicago, what happened in LA. Florida, immigrants. The prime example. Hold on, Bill. Those are blueprints. They're trying to work that same thing. And since we know that, that's why we're fighting for this. You guys
Martin, and you said that originated in 2011?
Yeah, they wrote 2011. They've been working on the plan here in the city of Chicago since 2011. Hold on. Matter of fact, I'll tell you exactly.
So that was 12 years ago.
Yeah, hold on. It is, hold on. I'm going to tell you right now. Hold on. Under Ron Emanuel. I got it right here. Because, see, yeah. And
what year did the Willie Lynch papers come out?
Hold on, brother. And it's still working. Let me say this to you, too.
I'm just saying they better had a plan.
I know. First of all, that's what I'm saying. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? This plan, listen.
Well, what we can't do is blame the next man for no food being on our table.
Yeah.
If our kids is hungry, we can't blame a migrant because our food not on the table. They're going to look at us like, man, Dad, what's going on? We can't blame no one else for not putting food on our table and providing for our family.
That ain't what Martin and the rest of these people saying, brother.
But what I'm saying is I'm not going to try to blame them for
resources. No, it's the resources that could be helping you and your grandmother and your great grandmother.
Bill. Let's stop it. Stop right here. First of all, these people gave out almost nearly $1 billion in 15 months. Imagine what $1 billion could have done for the South and the West Side, the Black communities. Imagine.
Or for him and his son.
Okay, I'm just saying. Imagine what $1 billion could have done for the South and West Side, where our people are at. Well, all of a sudden,
do you have a number based on how much money was given directly to minority communities? To just give a comparison?
No, I'll tell you this.
There we go.
Hold on. I do. I guarantee you that. I can pull up. I got a chart. I can pull up that. And there's no money.
Yeah, that's
just to give us some perspective.
Hold on. Hold it.
Yeah,
hold
it.
Hold it. In 15 months, I'm gonna pull that up. I can pull that chart up. What they've gave to non-citizens, the migrants, what you want to call them, asylum seekers or immigrants, whatever you want to call them. Almost $1 billion. Just I'm talking about the state of Illinois, right here in Chicago, spent. Now, that's our taxpayers' money. Those are people that have paid tax in this country. So if they're investing $1 billion so far in 15 weeks, what are they planning? What's the plan? You don't think that the Black community deserve that money? You don't think there's brothers out here that want to work, that serve their time in prison, come out want to work? You don't think that some of our people want to be homeowners? You don't think that some of our people are not struggling? We can right now, the brother said it. Get homeless right now. Be homeless. There's not one shelter that's available for a homeless family right now.
No long-term shelters, no.
I understand your point.
Hold it, brother. Just hold it.
Let me ask you one question.
Brother,
one question, Mark.
Brother,
I haven't asked any.
Brother, hold it, brother.
Go ahead.
Hold it.
Okay.
Yeah. Now listen. Y'all talking to me. You and the bro have not read the plan. And I'm speaking in for the future. Right now, It's not affecting none of us right now. Those that established and got it going on right now. You don't see no problem. But it's the grandchildren that is going to, they're setting the stage, brother. It's a 20 and 30-year plan. Trust me. If we're second-class citizens right now in this country, imagine if we be third or fourth, what'd happen? All right, now just think about it. In Chicago, there's 77 communities. I said it earlier. All the black communities are failing, and all the white communities are thriving.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say
No,
that.
no, that's
I wouldn't say
no. That's real, brother.
I
That's
probably
real.
would say that. I would
brother,
probably
that's
say that.
real. That's real,
I
brother.
wouldn't say that.
I'm talking about the city of Chicago. Ain't no
No,
would say.
he's out
That's
there.
real.
He's on the front line.
Yeah,
he knows.
That's real, brother. Trust
No,
me.
I still wouldn't say that. I
Yeah.
still wouldn't say that.
That they are. It's the truth, whether you want to believe it or not or accept it or not. It's the truth, brother. Trust me.
Well, that's the thing, Mark.
Every neighborhood.
Well, and I say that because
body, bro.
Well, okay, but let me say this. How would you define a community? Because, and I ask that because we have a lot of spaces where black people occupy, but do they represent more than half of the home ownership? So we got a lot of black spaces that we occupy, but what is the percentage of the ownership? So a lot of people may call it a black community, but on paper, it's a white community in terms of ownership. So we really need to,
Okay. All
I
right.
mean, come on now. So what is a black community,
First
and
of
do
all,
we actually have a black
first of all,
community, or do we just have
first of
black
all,
spaces that
hold
people
on. Let me say
occupy?
something, brother. First of all, where black people dwell, majority blacks, they don't have the resources. Look at the communities, all these vacant lots. Let's just look at it. Only time that you see developing in some of these black communities, brother, on Woodline, the gentrification kicking in. Right now, well, I
Right,
stayed
but
on.
see,
Hold
Mark,
on.
what I'm talking
hold on,
about is
hold on.
specifically like
hold
home
on.
ownership.
62nd and Ellis. I lived on that block. They got a house right now. They built from the ground, $1 million. $1 million in Woodline.
Okay.
In Woodline.
Right.
It's not a mansion. Trust me, it's not a mansion. $1 million. So it's gentrification is coming in these areas. And blacks are
Not at all, Martin. Not at all. Because you know what? Even in Hyde Park, it looked black. Hyde Park is a white neighborhood.
No, it
Did you
don't
know
look
that?
black, brother.
And so what I'm
it don't
saying
look
is,
black. It does not look black. Trust me. It's predominantly
you
white
don't think
people.
so, Hyde
no,
Park?
no, it don't look black,
Okay.
brother.
No, Hyde Park look a little bit mixed. I see a lot of white people when
Yeah.
Well, you see a lot of university
white
people too.
Right.
But what I'm
Yeah,
saying is,
yeah.
and so a lot of these spaces where black people occupy, do we have the ownership to even have any type of political power? Is it a true black community? And if we don't got the numbers, we can't call it a black community.
Well, but to be real honest with you,
kind of makes sense.
To be real honest with you, a community consists of you have your own hospital, your own library, your own bank, your own school, your own businesses. That's a community. Like Chinatown. That's a community. Yeah.
I think
a real
it's
community.
It's a
Seriously.
true.
Yeah, listen. A real community is ownership, not just houses, but you own the businesses and company. In Chinatown, right now, here in Chicago, they have their own banks. They got their schools over there. I don't see over there.
Yeah,
It's a hospital.
Yeah.
I don't see no hospital over there.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'm
there are
being
some
honest with
communities
you.
don't have any of that,
I'm
and it's
being
still a
honest with
community.
you.
It's some
I'm being
There's
honest
some
with you.
communities that don't even have that, and it's still a community.
Right. Well, I'm just talking about a thriving community. Listen, you heard the saying that our money stay in our community was, 24 hours or something like that. First of all, it could never stay in the community because we don't own that. We have to spend out. We have to go out. If you could,
Absolutely.
Martin, well, you just proved my point. So
Absolutely.
again, we have spaces where black people occupy, but what's the percent of ownership? So you can't get mad if a foreigner come in and set up shop if you don't have true ownership of the businesses and the homes and that. So we deceived a lot of times. We think it's a black community, so we get power and this and that. But if you really had true power and true ownership, could nobody come in the community? Now we own 75% of this. Ain't nobody coming in before they come see us first. We haven't established ourselves in that way. So don't get fooled by when you see it's a block with all black people, or it's a block with all apartment buildings, and none of them renters are invested as the homeowners are. Don't get fooled by the black faces thinking that this is an actual community. These are just spaces where black people occupy.
Martin, let me say one more thing,
Go ahead,
man.
Bill.
I mean, am I lying?
No, brother, you off.
Hey,
You way
hey,
off. Go
hey,
ahead,
bro.
Bill. Go
Hey,
ahead, Bill.
bro. I'm gonna say, with all this being said, and you came up with some pertinent information and a few good ideas or solutions. But when you don't recognize what the enemy is, you're vulnerable. And here's an example of what the enemy is and how it has gotten down on people for decades. They had the rally today because all of the representatives that they voted into these offices felt like they didn't have a word in to say about the sanctuary city, about Chicago being a sanctuary city. They said, forget what y'all think. We doing what we want. Wouldn't even put it on a referendum or on a ballot. That's total disrespect and total disregard. And these are black people and brown people that's doing this to Americans. Can you see where this is coming from or where it's going? It's bigger than what you think and think a small solution is. When it's been a plan for a long time.
Willie Lynch. It's just Willie Lynch. This ain't nothing new. Come on now.
No, this is
So let me ask you this though. It doesn't bother you that everybody seems to have a plan except for us? When do we stop being the only people that doesn't have a plan?
It's a lot of us got a plan, brother, but it's hard to have a plan. I got some big plans, but I got obstacles in front of me. And
us as a whole, not you. Just you. I'm talking all of us.
As a whole,
man. Listen, oh shit, this is crazy. Like, it's hard to put into words without sounding like, oh, he think he better than someone or something like that, because that's definitely not my stance when I speak like this. I just know that when we pull ourselves up out of bootstraps, we went from Section 8 with a 2-year plan, and now we homeowners with a business. Like, this is all doable quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Generational wealth is not some unicorn that only white people can have. We have that. Just scared to be responsible for it.
Bro.
Scared to pay a life insurance policy for $500,000 because I'm not paying no $300 a month. I don't plan on dying no time soon. What? These are all just simple things that we should already have prioritized.
Some of us get out and make it because you can't hold us back, and they don't want to hold everybody back. But there's been rules, regulations that hold you back. You are.
Do you know how strong
you are?
These little kids, these little shooters, and all that? Do you know the strength and the power that we can redirect these little dudes? Do you see how strong-minded they are? If you're that strong-minded to be so brazen, if we can redirect that energy, man, these damn dudes will be rocket scientists somewhere, man.
Hold it right there. Hold it right there.
That's the fear.
Let me take this. I got Sarge and I got another 312 call. Let me see what Sarge got to say. Go ahead, Sarge. I think that's Sarge.
Hey, what's going on, my man?
Sarge. I know we covered a lot of ground, Sarge. I know it, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, I've been listening. This has been real good dialogue.
Okay.
Now, 2 things that were said that I'm like, well, it was some noise. I don't know. That wasn't me.
No, go ahead. I got to use the washroom. Y'all go ahead. Continue to talk. I just got to pee real quick. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Now, somebody is under the belief that you do not have more white people that are on welfare than black people.
Oh, no one said that on the line. No one said that on the line.
We all agreed on that.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah, that's not
I was
up for
going to
debate.
get exact. Okay. I was going to get exact number. Now,
Yeah, my
someone
town is
also
filled with
brought,
trailer parks, white people in them.
no. I don't know about all that, but someone had mentioned something about Willie Lynch letter. Okay, and when was that? When did that come out? Okay.
No, that wasn't me.
No, I said that, and what
I don't know
I
who it was. I
put,
just said it
that was
was
me, and I said it was emphasis suggesting that they been had a plan for black people. Is what that was what the point.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
okay. So I was going to say
Hey,
that
Sarge.
came out.
Hey, Sarge.
like,
Sarge.
yeah.
Let me just say this real quick. Anybody out there that's on Section 8, they have a program. If you have like $5,000 in the bank, you can have a program that help you buy a
First
house.
time homeowner.
So Section 8 is not a
Absolutely.
bad thing. You can evaluate. It's not a bad thing to have. So I don't want nobody to think of. That's what I want to throw
I'm
that out
glad
there.
you said that.
Okay,
I'm
it's not a
glad
bad
you
thing.
said
Okay,
that. That's
go
a
ahead,
great
Sarge.
idea. That's
Yeah.
a great point.
That's one of the solutions too. Being a property owner too. Go ahead, Sarge.
That's a
I'm
great
sorry.
point.
I had to say it before I lose that thought. Go ahead, Sarge. Go ahead,
Okay,
Sarge.
you good, brother. Now, I was also mentioned about this Willie Lynch letter, right?
Okay.
For those that actually know, that was made public. I don't know what that noise in the background is. That was made public in 1992. The origins of the letter is like 1990. You had St. Louis newspaper person that didn't do their research behind it and put it out there. So it going all the way back to Virginia, wherever they said that it came from, it's not true at all. It's been researched. Because there were terms that were used in the letter that were not common language terms until the turn of the century. So just like move away from that. Now, when they talk about, what black people is and blah, 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 blah. Okay, you got established credit. You could do so much with that, but you could only do so much. If you're talking about trying to get a business loan, you have to have X amount of collateral to go with that too. You can't just, okay, well, I got great credit and they just gonna give me a business loan. Business loans for opening businesses are different, okay? Now, you have people that came to the United States, they were given tax breaks by the United States government under, for the lack of a better term, urban renewal. I mean, you look on the south side of Chicago at one time, you had a lot of Arabs that owned a lot of stores. But then you look at where they live, Palos Hills. They weren't living around there. And you pass it off to another relative that's coming to the country. So that's absolutely correct. Whereas you had people that weren't born and raised in the United States getting preferential treatment over people that were born and raised in this country. It wasn't like they just came with nothing and blew up and they became, prosperous. No, they had help. They had help that Black Americans are not privy to under the United States government.
Okay. Let me say something. 2820, I'll see you next. I'm going to take this new caller. Go ahead, a few more minutes, Sarge. I'm going to take this call and I'll come back to you, Sarge, because they called again. And
okay, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's like you talk about, well, Black community, this and that, and blah, 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 blah. Stone Mountain, Georgia is always my go-to city because you have a lot of Black people that are not from Georgia. They talk about Stone Mountain being the hub of the KKK and the yah, all this stuff, right? I'm not saying everybody that's on this Dreamcast have heard that, but that has circled around quite a bit. Stone Mountain, Georgia is 72% black. 72% black. But that's supposed to be like the stomping grounds, the foundation of the KKK in Georgia. That would make sense to me.
All right. Sorry, let me get this next caller. 2820. Come on, caller. 2820.
How you doing there?
All right.
I listened to the live. I hear a lot of things that we're saying in the live. But what I want to give is a solution.
We gave some solutions, baby.
We know our problems.
We had some solutions.
Well, I
Trust me.
know. We know our problems.
No,
we know our
hold on.
solutions.
No. We don't know all our problems either, because some of us don't think it's a problem. We don't know all the problems.
I know. I know. The thing about it is that
Give us
the
some
black
solutions.
community has $1 trillion. We have to understand our power, our buying power. We don't get our buying power, number one. The Asians is in business because you paying for their community. The Mexicans are in business because you're paying for their communities. They come in this country with nothing, and they making the money off of our backs.
Well, how they doing
But
it, man?
if we say no to what, let me tell you, if we say no to what's in our community, because there are black stores, there are black producers, there are black enterprises out here that we can buy from. But we have to teach our people how to do business with us. We don't teach our people that. Now, I'm telling you from a standpoint of something that I did for myself. I'm a business owner. I've been in business 22 years. But what I did notice, a fact in our people, was they didn't know how to do business with me. They had to understand how it benefited them economically and politically. Our people don't get that. They figure, hey, it's a discount here, right? They say, oh, but they're giving a discount. But watch this. If you go, sister, if you tie into me, right, I can employ you soon. You don't have to go to them for employment. You don't have to go to them for the building of nothing in our community. But you have to teach them how to tie into you. They don't know how. So there's a lot of ways I do business. 75% of my business is set up on financial currency. 25, I barter. It took me years. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say it came easy. But the 25% in bartering, I gained a network out of bartering. And gaining a network out of bartering, I was able to help other black people start to build economics. And building economics, brothers and sisters, we can create our own schools. Don't be ashamed to wear a brand that says Crown Chaser. It's okay to wear his brand. That's black dollars. That's a dollar that he can bring back to the community to build what we need to have done in our community. Don't be afraid to wear something that has our name on it. You somebody. We are somebody. We are not what they think we are. There's nothing wrong with going to a grocery store. We can create our grocery store. It's a whole canned food. We buy the canned food from Aldi, Goody, Goode. It's a black owned. Every canned goods you can think of, they sell it. Somebody opened up a store that ain't doing nothing but selling canned goods. Hell, we spend thousands and millions of dollars with Aldi's every year. It's there. We can't be ashamed to stand out on who we are. Our problem is not money. Our problem is being confident in ourselves. Being confident with wearing a pair of shoes that says your son's name.
I said that.
Instead of Michael Jordan. You can't be ashamed of who you are. They live and they hope and they pray and they spend billions of dollars to keep you ashamed. And they make us pay at each other. Oh, look, she ain't got no, I don't give a damn about a Bugatti. Bugatti ain't done nothing for my community. Nothing. Them gold chains and them blings, they ain't did a damn thing for us. You show me one thing they have done. Don't be ashamed to build your own. Teach your kids. When you pop a baby out, don't you know you can make that baby an entity, give it an EIN number, give it a brand, find it and build it a logo, and turn around and make baby food. Baby food easy. You can do it. If you're a baker, learn how to bake baby food. If you're a cooker, learn how to cook baby food. Learn how to, if you know how to sew, stitch, crochet, make that back popular in our community. And then you can open up schools and open up classes for these type of things in our community. So our kids won't have to go to the streets. Our kids is only going to the streets because we ain't creating nothing for them.
Absolutely right.
Tie into us. Somebody get together. It used to be, I think, up here in the West Side, a black man owned the gating company where he sat there and he did the gate. What happened to our local mechanics? Tie into them.
Now the migrants here, we can't do none of that.
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because you own the community.
No.
Let me tell you what you still own. Let me tell you what you own. See, you got it messed up.
Yes, ma'am.
They can be in there.
Thank you. You proved my
You
point.
understand?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
just like you try to govern us, y'all was there first. Y'all know how to do things. You just
Yes,
putting
ma'am.
it on the wrong people. You got to switch gears.
Hello.
Absolutely
I ain't gonna
right.
say it
We
because we don't laugh. But you know, you got to pay
Okay.
to stay somewhere.
Mhm.
Don't be a tyrant to your own. Invest in your own. But that land around there that they charge you $5,000 for, but got $30,000 to the little drug dealers and the gangbangers on the street. Buy your land back, sir. Stop buying them funky Jordans and them beat up pants, all told up. Buy your land back, sir. Listen to me, people. Get together with some of your boys. You ever heard of container homes and manufactured and prefab homes?
The migrants taking all them.
No, they're not taking nothing. I looked. It's still there. We see property tax.
But they getting all the jobs though. They finna get all the jobs.
But see, we don't want their jobs.
Thank you.
They can have those
Come on.
jobs. See, that's what you ain't
Come on now.
understanding. You trying to
Come
send
on
us
now.
to the look, we won't free of this plantation. Stop trying to send us to the plantation. If we gotta live on this plantation, we gonna live amongst our own. We gonna deal with our own. We gonna keep
But the
our dollars
migrants
in
got
our
all the
community.
businesses. The migrants got
What
all the
migrants
businesses.
got? Come on now with your negative.
They finna get all the money though.
I listen to
Bro,
the
this
field. They ain't got no money.
Listen.
Listen to me, y'all. Income tax is coming up. Use that income tax money wisely.
See, y'all
Use
making
it
a jo-
wisely.
y'all trying to make it a joke, bro. This ain't no joking matter here, bro. Talk about the mic. This is not a joke. This
It
is
ain't
real.
no joking matter
It's
when
not
you
a joke,
sitting up
right.
here and you $6 trillion of the deficit and everybody living good but you. You at the bottom of the totem pole. You sitting up here complaining about these migrants when you funding them. Boycott it. If you can't get it, boycott it. Show you, man, wait till you see how big your dollars is once you start boycotting things around here. You ain't seen nothing. Boycott it. Watch you see it. You gonna see all them stores around there closed and shut down. And then you know what you do? You go to the liquidations and buy them pallets, like that black girl doing on 79th Street out south. Go look her up. She opened up a whole thing, she get pallets. And she out there doing wholesale sales, and she done open her up a store. Selling any and everything. You understand? You're looking in the wrong direction. Go to Alley Bath. Somebody open up a real dollar store where tissue is 4 cents. Scott Tissue a roll. I'm trying to give you some here. Dawn Dish Detergent, 17 cents. Get together with some brothers and sisters and open up some stores. I don't care if you got a bath, buy from the Chinese just like they do. Go direct. 15, 20 y'all get together. It don't even take $2,000, $3,000 to do it. You can do it by a couple of hundred. You mean to tell me y'all got all the smoke for black folks and none for the other folks? I'm giving you solutions. I'm giving you business. You don't need them. Y'all walk around here, and if I walk around and start to count the currency on your children, your grandchildren, you and everybody else, I see your generational wealth. I see that grandbaby that should have had a store open. I see your daughter that should have had a trade school open. I see you that should have had a bank open. We walking around. Don't spend no money with them. Be strong in your confidence. Wear your hair, wear your nails. You're beautiful. Everybody's sitting up here trying to look like you, and you trying to take away what's you. And they making money off of it. And they stealing. But are they really stealing, or are we giving? I'm just here for solutions.
You gave a bunch of them.
We got big money. We big money grip. We ain't got to go out here and beg these folks for no job. Now, when we sitting up here with jobs all in our pocket, all on our feet, all on our backs, all in our head, all on our ass, on our fingers.
Yeah, that was me and the brother point. Like, we don't feel threatened by the migrants. Like, I just don't see them stopping anything. In fact,
no, but they in spaces and places they ain't got no business. They ain't got no business.
But the question I wanted to ask Martin before you had spoke, but you was talking so good, I wanted to hear everything you were saying. I hope I didn't cut you off.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So with those migrants being dropped off at those police stations and all that, what would be the solution for just having all of those freshly dumped migrants with women and children void of the men? Because I really don't have too much sympathy or empathy for the men. But as far as the women and children that were just dropped off at the police station, what would you advise them had do with them? Like, what was they supposed to do with them?
Bro, I don't understand your question. What are you talking about, bro?
When the migrants got dropped off, should the state or the mayor or someone just left them there?
No, this is Sanctuary
Or should
City.
they had provided some housing or something for them?
This is Sanctuary City. They're going to help them. They first of all, they vet them at the border, and they allow them. You know, I think they vet them at the border. Then they drive them in here. They promise them jobs and other little things, like you said earlier, the American dream. And they promise them work. You know, a lot of them migrants coming over here to work.
Uh-huh.
They work. I mean, you know, that's what they coming over here for, to work. And the Sanctuary City is going to help them. Chicago is going to help them. The state of Illinois is going to help them. And they show them by giving them money, you know, giving them jump starts and stuff like that. So right now, the biggest thing is they having problems with the migrants right now is getting them house first. That's the number one problem that they're having right now. Because now what they're doing, the city have developed a plan now. They only want to take migrants Monday through Friday, maybe from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. They don't want to take them on weekends. If they violate that, they're going to confiscate the bus or arrest the driver and all that. So they're coming up with stuff like that now. So already out there, and I'm just saying. So what they're trying to do, the city is trying to get a grip to it. So just don't have buses coming in any time of the day, because it's you know, they got a place. Because as soon as they empty the police station, guess what? They bring a new set of migrants in there. So now what they've done now, they've got the faith leaders involved. They're paying different churches to take in migrants, to feed them and house them and stuff like that. Also, they've asked people to take them in you have extra rooms, take them in extra rooms. They're they're promising people we'll fix your roof or get the plumbing fixed if you accept the migrants in. So this is the thing they're doing. They're trying to get them placed first, in housing first, even before work. That's the number one thing right now, housing, because they have a problem. If you notice, every migrant that you see, I call it a war age man. You don't see no migrants in wheelchairs or walking cane or disability. They're only allowing migrants to come over here that's strong, and women and children, and no old men. at all. Just notice that. I don't know if you watch TV, you're not living here.
No. You're right. I haven't seen any elders.
You
Right.
don't see no elders.
I haven't seen women and children.
I have.
I've seen men.
Yeah, but it's more men than women. But I have seen women with children. I have. I especially in Woodline, when I be in Woodline, I have seen it. But it's more men than anything. It's more men than anything. I have. I promise you, I have.
Yeah, I haven't seen any elders though. You're absolutely right on that.
I have not seen no elders at all. They want strong and vibrant men. Yeah. So this is from me observing this. This is what I'm saying. Because one day I was just looking, I said, if they running from the country and seeking asylum, why is it? I know they got old people in Venezuela. So they're not letting the old men come over here. The ones that got health problems, they're not allowing them to come. They want the strong and labor-ready workforce coming here. So this is what we see.
Ain't no workforce they bringing over here.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But I'm gonna be quiet on that one.
Listen, it's a military too. It's both. It's military too, sister. Trust me.
And they coming for a certain people.
Okay. Now you see that you peeling back another layer. See, you didn't say this part first again.
It ain't no peeling back layers. What I recommend that young brothers and sisters do is the younger brothers that's 21 and older. Like I say, try to catch these young brothers before they make a certain age. But for all these folks out here, to the GDs, if you don't mind me saying this, Martin, to the GDs, to the BDs, to all you brothers out there, okay, you're going to have to settle your differences because what's yet to come for you is coming for you.
We said
and I don't care what you think you got, it's coming for you. But I suggest you to sit down and settle your differences with each other. You understand? Because it ain't even that serious out here. And what little that you have in that game, I suggest you start to tie into your own community. And for the churches that take asylums in, I state to the people in the community, boycott the churches.
Tell
I said what I said.
And shame.
Boycott the churches. I said what I said. Boycott them.
Sister Deep, she telling
Hey, Martin, and can I
rally in front of their door. Rally in front of their door.
Go ahead, Sarge.
Because that's not what it's for. Be honest with yourself. For the businesses that don't want to tie into our community, boycott those businesses and build your own. It is not hard to do. You have the financial gains for it. Use it before they strip you of it, because they coming for it.
Yeah.
Anything that's left unprotected,
and it's very sooner than you think.
Away. Yeah. That's to say, hey, that's to
now, Martin.
Go ahead, Sarge.
If I can add this in,
go ahead.
And I'm gonna be short. At one time during the Iraq and Afghanistan war, we didn't have enough manpower. So you know what they did? Mm-hmm. The United States military promised citizenship to all military-age males that took specific job titles, which were foot soldiers, etc., in the United States military. It was a doggone fast-track, instant way to gain your citizenship upon completion of your enlistment. That is a fact.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
I was there to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So
when
you're talking about it's more coming down the pipe. Oh yeah, it's more coming down the pipe. People don't see it though.
Mm-hmm. But I predicted what that sister said.
You have to ask yourself.
Go ahead, Bill.
You have to ask yourself, these hardworking people came from Venezuela. You got to go from Venezuela. You got to get to Mexico and then America. It's something that was promised to them before they even attempted to make this journey. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying to get people to see. This system ain't including us at all. If they so hard working, why they didn't build themselves up in their own country?
That's right, Bill. That's
They
right.
got a lot of resources down there.
That's right. That's right.
But when they
Why you didn't offer it to the black kids
That's right.
to get them off the
Exactly.
street?
That's right.
that you guys need to look at that plan that Martin is talking about, and then you will feel threatened about your kids and what's going to be denied of them in the days to come. Not far away. Not far away. And we as people, if you know us and know history, we are the most resilient people. And I believe, yes, we are the chosen ones, because it's not another race that walked the face of the earth that could endure what we have. And now the buck stops here, man. The buck stops here. Yeah, it's a lot of us that's successful. It's a lot of us that made some great investments. We got Jay-Z and Beyonce, but you got to make your plan work. You can't keep everybody down. You got to make it look like it can be done. But for the most part, they need have been on our neck for a long time. It's a lot of us that got to where we are, and it wasn't just from our own knowledge and doing and getting out here and doing it. It was the grace of God.
Mm-hmm.
It was the grace of God.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I'm trying to get the brothers to see. You can save your money and invest. And my personal opinion is for why they here is partially the workforce, which totally disregard all of these people in these urban areas that don't have a chance. All the jobs are in the suburbs. Some people don't have the means to save up enough money when you making $15 an hour and you got kids, like Martin say. If you and your lady make $15 an hour, you still living in poverty with the way that rent and the way that inflation going up. The other thing is housing. Me and my wife went looking for properties. This was about a year and a half or two. Everything that we wanted, we bid it for, overbid it, we didn't get it. Guess what? These same banks, Chase, they end with the agenda too. They done bought up all the property. They got investment, real estate investors, where is 15 or 20 people that got 5-10 million apiece, and they buying up everything. They done drove the price of housing and to live so high that the average person can't afford it. That's what they talking about. They did in California. Now, guess what? All of these properties, you're right. The young brother was right. Yeah, it looks black, but it ain't black owned. A lot of the property. These same property, ran down property, this is their way to get money from the government to fix up their property, let them rent it. They giving them carte blanche to get loans to buy houses. I had a realtor told me when we were going through this, my hand on everything I love. She said, and she didn't say it was migrants. She said, I've gotten people approved in houses that didn't even have a Social Security card.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
But yet and still, I hold a CDL. I go to renew my CDL that I've had for 24 years. And you know what they tell me? I need a birth certificate. I say, why would I need my birth certificate? And you got a copy of my license and my space, and you know who I am. I say, I'm not a foreigner. I'm not a legal alien. I'm here. I'm born and raised here. Now, this is before the migrants. She told me, you need your birth certificate, and it can't be a copy. It has to be an original. But yet and still, these people are coming to get IDs and all this stuff, and they don't know who they are. They ain't got a birth certificate. They ain't got nobody co-signing that that's their name or who they are. But from that ID, it's gonna turn into a social security card.
And the right to vote.
And the right to vote too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the main gist of it all. The Democrat Party rebuilding their voters base. And one thing that people are not looking at that I do, the military is very under strength right now. It's hard to recruit people to join the military right now. So who do they got to take all the places for all them bodies they need? With a promise of United States citizenship. Hello.
I think the vote should come at the bottom. If black people want to make a dent, it's the people at the bottom that you got to hold accountable. I'm telling you now. These aldermen that's been sitting comfortable for so many years, you letting this come in our community. It ain't like you was not aware that it was coming. Our state legislation and our legislation and senator local branches, that's where your vote counts. They gonna make the president who they gonna make it. I'm telling you. But down at the bottom, you like there's three sectors. The judicial legislation. That's what you want to focus on. The executive, which is the president, they got that in the bag. They do it every year. We can vote all we want to, and it ends up with who? The electoral colleagues, right? How many years y'all done watched that go on? So if you want to make a dent, you want to make some trouble somewhere, if you want to let them know where they count is, you shake up the bottom seat.
City and state level. You're right, sister.
Yep,
you shake up them bottom seats. That mayor that's sitting there, they can do what they want to do. Shake up the bottom seat. Go and petition and have them took up out of there. We don't want them in here no more. We don't want them here. File up a petition and put somebody up there. You got the people now. You got people listening now. So you can put somebody in there you want to get them up out of there.
To show you how dumb they are, when they get in these neighborhoods, Inglewood, and this 40, 50%, you think the alderman is still gonna be black? The sister the other night named off the voting roster, and all I heard was Hispanic names.
That's gonna be up to y'all to let them in.
Yeah.
I spoke on that myself, Martin, when I was talking to you. You know, I said the way they got Chicago so wired up politically, if the people were to get together and have a candidate that's not on the current administration side, the powers that be would do everything within their powers legislatively to doggone, what's that word? To make somebody not eligible to run for ineligible. Right. There we go. They would do everything that they can legislatively to make that person ineligible to run so they can hold on to their crown of power that they have already established.
But see, like I said, that's when the people come in. That's when the people come in. The people come in because your power is more prevalent than theirs.
All power to the people, huh? Go ahead, my brother. Answer that question. So we're gonna
They
close
better
out.
know it.
So
We're gonna close out after
with
this. Go ahead.
once we get these so-called elected officials in these seats, what is actually expected of them? Like what is the end all be all? If the politicians would do what in you guys' eyes, it'll solve our problems. What could they do to help us?
Represent our community, that we get the resources that the
Yeah.
the white communities get. You know,
Like
Represent.
Well, that $2 million
Represent
that they
win.
getting, that $2 million they be getting for the school system. What I would suggest people to do is make sure you go to the financial meetings. They have one up there downtown, and they have the ones in your community. When you follow the money trail and where it goes to, then you can start clocking dollars, because now you know where it's at. The elementary schools and the high school get money, extra money that should go out to the community. Never hits the community. It never hits the communities. Why? Because you got people that ain't watching the money trail. So I suggest you don't follow the aldermen. I suggest you follow the financial meetings to see what's going to where in the community. Because they've been putting the money in the community for years. They've been pocketing.
Especially the black.
Look at how much fundage is allocated and how much is being disseminated.
Well, sister, I said earlier, there's no white community here that's not thriving in the city of Chicago. All the white communities are thriving. Anywhere you see white people, that a mass number of white people, their community have resources and everything they need. It's only the black communities. And when you see a lot of black communities up and rising, it's being gentrified. They're forcing black people out. They're raising the rent so high that you can't afford it, or the taxes on the home.
They forcing them out to those suburbs, and they flood.
Yeah.
Dixie Moore wasn't even no black town. We ain't gonna talk about it because I'm that old. But they closed down all those stores out there, and they pushing those people out there. They pushing the people out there, and they shutting down things.
Phoenix is a flood belt. Every time it rains out there, your basement flood out.
Calumet City.
Yeah.
Think about where they push. Just pay attention, people. Pay close attention where they putting you.
Yeah, I remember that big mall.
They want out the flood.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Y'all gotta let me.
I'm sorry. They want out the flood zone, so they taking over a lot of the city. But it's still up to you. You still hold a vast amount of the city.
Yeah, we gotta fight.
But if you're smart on how you doing things and how you walking, don't do no business with them folks. They be scared. Well, if we ain't got no grocery stores, then if you're smart enough, you'll start creating. Well, how do you do that? Somebody get up and don't sit and talk to these people no more and start doing your research. That's what you do. Go start to look up black business owners who produce food. There's a lot of them out there. Go look at what it takes to open up a dollar store or a Dollar Tree. If they decide they want to close down because you boycotting them. It don't take much. Like I say, alley back. You can get 10 brothers to get a couple of those going. Toilet tissue ain't nothing. Like I'm telling you, because I purchase off of these sites. $4 a roll, 1,000 rolls, $20, $30. Dirt cheap. They got done. We pay $1 and $2 and $3 for it. 17 cents. I'm throwing something in your ear. Again, you can create spaces and places for your own. Once again, and I say once again because we had it before.
You're definitely right as far with the dollars, and that's what I was saying. My son's 15, and he's not fantasized about Jordans and none of that stuff. It's just not important. But I had to instill that in him.
All right, y'all.
It starts at the dinner table.
We gotta get out of here, people. We've been on here almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 44 minutes. I appreciate all the listeners.
Hey, Mark. Hey, it was a pleasure, man. I appreciate you, man. Mark. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. I really do.
Have a great night, guys.
Listen, I had an incident today. Somebody apologized to me, and I said, listen, I told the person, I ain't never stopped loving on you. because we disagree.
There you
People
go.
see we got this thing. If you don't agree with me, you're a bad person. I'm not that. Yeah, I'm not that because we all are different.
Me neither.
Yeah, we're at different levels. We're learning.
Yep.
Don't know one person know everything.
Absolutely.
At all. I don't care how
Absolutely.
much educated you are. You don't know everything. You might be, you might have a PhD, but you still need to call me to fix your plumbing, or electricity.
Yep.
You do plumbing?
No, I'm just talking. I don't do that. I don't do no plumbing. I'm just talking.
I'm kidding, man.
Okay, yeah, stop
Nah,
that.
you already know.
Yeah, but
You
seriously. So we all don't know, and just like when I was telling you guys today about you got to read the plan. So me and Bill, we were talking according to the plan that was written. And I understand you guys' point too, but it's the plan that they got in play that we basing our logic and our research on. So we know it's a plan.
Right.
And if they got a plan, brother, it ain't been fitting us. We had to fight extra hard to stay on top. And like you educating your son right. Son, you don't need a $200 pair Michael Jordan shoes. And all the reason I got shoes, I'm grown now. You know what I'm saying? I probably got 40 pair of Michael Jordans. But
you got generational wealth. Start selling some of them.
Matter of fact, Mama, that's what I do.
Don't take that money and go ahead and take that money and just open up about $3-4 stores out there.
I'm a seller. That's what I do. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get out of here. You already know what it is. Live, uncut,
all right, thank you, Martin. Y'all have a blessed night.
Tell the
y'all
truth
stay up, brothers.
and shame the devil. And I love being black. All right, people. Until next time, peace. Till next time.